3 games right here on Xfinity X1.
Introducing ESPN3 on Xfinity X1.
Hey, welcome on into Studio B here on the campus of Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. You can see it once again, the second home game of the season, the second time we have a weather delay. We had lightning strike in the area, which has pushed back the start time of this game to 6:48. Glad you're joining us, though. Here, we're going to break a few things down early on. Rhett McGibbon here alongside DJ Jordan, Matt Kamary, and Pat Kelly. A lot of talk about the North Texas Mean Green coming into this game. The best team that's ever played at Williams Stadium, but is Mason Fine the best quarterback that's ever been here as well?
Let's start with Mason Fine being the best quarterback on this field. Then we can transition to the fact that he may be one of the best in the country. Okay. This is a guy who last year, 4,000 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, coming into this season on a finalist watch list for Walter Camp Player of the Year, Maxwell Award, Davey O'Brien. This is a guy who has a lot of accolades, and he may come out here today and show that.
And I agree with him, believe it or not. I think he'll be playing on Sundays. One day he has that type of talent and potential. Very quick throw. He's very athletic. He's got a lot of talent.
Some people call him, a little Drew Brees comparison. I've heard that. I don't know. Would you guys compare that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would.
Buckshot Calvert, how important is today going to be in the sense that you have to think you're looking at one of the league's best, one of the nation's best at the other side of things. He's chucking 75-yard bombs. All of a sudden, is Buckshot going to feel like, man, I got to step up and go out and do the exact same thing, which could lead to some trouble?
I think he will. I think Buckshot's going to get in this mindset where he has to match Mason Fine throw for throw, yard for yard. It might be in a little different style because we've seen Liberty with these tunnel screens, and they like to throw these balls, and their receivers are great at getting yardage. But I think at one point, he and the offensive staff are going to have to match Mason Fine, and they're going to get into that mode to where their game plan, they might forget about it. And we've seen this happen before. That's why I'm saying it. We've seen them drop their game plan, and they have gone to just completely random stuff and try to make something stick.
But Buckshot is a junior now. Maybe the Buckshot of the freshman year may have been wanting to do that, but you can't do it. You cannot get away from your game plan, or else if you try to match North Texas offense, I don't think you're going to be successful.
My worry, though, is that Mean Green secondary, that's Pick City back there. And you got to be careful. It's going to get a little silly if you're just trying to match him throw for throw. So
he's going to have to match him throw for throw and be mechanically sound all night. He's going to have to do it because you got Keemon Hall and Nate Brooks. Guys are ballers. They're going to pick one off, take it to the house. They're going to try everything they can to set up Mason Fine in that offense, put him in plus territory, easy scores.
Definitely going to be something to watch. Once again, start time is at 6:48. We hope you rejoin us there as the weather calms down here in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Welcome to the FBS! Can he take it the distance? Yes! Peyton Pickett off to the races! Touchdown Flames!
Welcome back to Williams Stadium, home of the Flames. Tonight, the Mean Green of North Texas continue their push to be a top 25 team in the nation, while the Flames hope to show that they belong in the FBS. Welcome on into Studio B here in Lynchburg, Virginia. Rhett McGibbon alongside DJ Jordan, Matt Kamary, and Pat Kelly. A lot of talk about this North Texas team over the past few weeks. They're the best team, they're saying, that has come to Williams Stadium. But is Mason Fine the best quarterback to play here at Williams Stadium?
Not only is Mason Fine the best quarterback to play on the field today, he's the best quarterback that the Flames have faced and will face. And he's one of the best in the country. If you look at his stats from last year, 4,000 passing yards, 31 touchdowns. This is a guy coming into the year on numerous awards watch lists. Yeah. We have the Walter Camp Player of the Year, Maxwell Award, the Davey O'Brien. This is a guy who can really play, and I think he may have some good results today.
Yeah, I think he's really good. He's very talented. He's got a very quick throw, and he's very fast as well and quick. He's very talented, and I think he could be playing on Sundays. He's that good.
This is where it gets interesting to me, is the fact that Buckshot's going to see this guy doing his job at the other end of things, while he's sitting on the sidelines. Is Buckshot going to feel that pressure to have to stand up, and on their next offensive possession, is he going to feel like, hey, I have to match this guy throw for throw? Because that can get dangerous.
I think at one point in this game, Buckshot's going to be the guy who has to say, I have to match him. And I think he's going to be the one who takes the offensive staff and says, look, let us throw the ball. Let us get out of our game plan. We hope, you hope that Liberty doesn't get out of their game plan. If you're a Liberty fan, you hope that they don't get out of their game plan. But I think they will. I think they'll have to in order to match Mason Fine and what this offense can do, because it's explosive. Also, if you want to look at the reverse side of it, Buckshot has to be really good at throwing the ball tonight. He cannot be lazy with his mechanics because you got two cornerbacks back there who are really good, and the entire secondary for North Texas has showed out this season.
That kind of leads into your impact players as well. Their corners, we're kind of joking around. They're calling them Pick City right now. These guys can get it done.
Pick City's a great word for it, what everybody's saying for North Texas. But you got Keemon Hall and Nate Brooks. Both have 3 interceptions on the season. Keemon Hall with 2 of them taken back for TDs. These guys make tackles. They find the ball, pass breakups. If Buckshot is lazy in his mechanics, these guys will pick it, take it to plus territory, set up Mason Fine in that offense even better.
And for the Flames, you're not calling out just a couple of guys here. You're sending out a call to the whole secondary because they're going to have to be quality tonight against this offense.
I'm challenging the entire Liberty secondary, both corners, the safeties, SOS, first string, second string. Because of what we talked about, Mason Fine. This guy is an absolute stud. If you look at the numbers right now, he's 3rd in the entire country in passing yards per game, capable of putting up some pretty big numbers. If he doesn't come and show out today, both of your cornerbacks, this could be a long, long night for Liberty.
Pat, let me put you on the spot. Who do you compare him to? Can you give him an NFL comparison right now?
If I had to pick, being a New Orleans guy, I love Drew Brees. He's a guy that he can definitely move in the pocket a little bit. He likes to throw from a spot. He's a guy that is very accurate, and he likes to throw timing-based routes. I think that Drew Brees is a pretty good comparison.
Let's talk about time of possession here. I think we're having some audio issues with you, so I know this is your spot, but hey, sorry, you can't talk right now. How big is time of possession going to be in this game in the sense that, they like to get a lot of touches on that ball, a lot of plays from North Texas. Flames are going to have to hold on to it, and you can't go 3 and out, otherwise you're going to get burned. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to you, Matt. Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, no. So 3 and out, they're going to get burned. Mason Fine, we know that he's going to find the ball. We know they like to put up a lot of plays in a game, and we know that they hold on to the ball about 30 minutes a game. So Liberty's going to have to do something on defense to slow them down, get back in their pace. Again, we've talked about sort of matching them pace for pace. Liberty's going to have to stay in their game plan and see how Mason Fine's going to get that ball around the field.
Yeah, to Matt's point, North Texas likes to try and run somewhere between 80 and 87 plays a game. So it's going to be interesting to see really how Liberty's defense can respond. Are they in shape enough? Are they going to have enough breath to be on the field? I think it'll be a big challenge for Liberty's defense tonight.
Make sure you stay with us. Matt Warner, Joe Yak with a call when we return.
Trust has supported Liberty University for over 3 decades. When many were skeptical of Liberty's vision, our founder, Worth Harris Carter Jr., understood the vision and saw its potential. His instincts were correct. Liberty University has become a regional economic engine. We continue Mr. Carter's legacy by working with determined visionaries to transform potentials into realities every day. As with Liberty University, Carter Bank & Trust is proud of the past, focused on the future.
For more than 120 years, we've been there. In churches and schools, camps and senior living centers. We've been there in times of joy and in the most difficult moments, in times of loss. And our success has been measured not by the bottom line, but by our unwavering commitment to protecting our customers so they can continue their important work. Church Mutual Insurance Company, protecting the greater good.
At Kraft Hyundai, we believe in 2 things: providing great service to our customers and building a lasting, lifelong relationship. When you combine these beliefs with the best Hyundai pricing in the area, you can see why Kraft is Lynchburg's oldest family-owned dealership. Come experience the Kraft difference at Kraft Hyundai on Lakeside Drive.
After about a 45-minute weather delay, we are ready for football in Lynchburg, Virginia, as the Liberty Flames play host to the North Texas Mean Green. And with that, we welcome you into the booth here at Williams Stadium alongside former North Carolina and CFL wide receiver Joe Yuck. I'm Matt Warner. And Joe, a lot of talk about this North Texas team coming in 3-0 on the season and coming off a huge win at Arkansas a week ago where they didn't just beat the Razorbacks, they took it to them on their home field. And after that, a lot of folks here in Lynchburg saying this may very well be the best team that has ever come and faced Liberty here at home.
Yeah, for Liberty, Matt. Like the old saying goes, if you want to run with the big dogs, you got to get off the porch. And I'm not saying North Texas is a German Shepherd or even a pit bull. Those are coming down the road. But right now, they are a greyhound, and they are ready to run. Looking forward to a great game here at Williams Stadium.
A couple of good offenses, no doubt, here taking the field tonight, and we'll get into that certainly as this game continues here over the next few moments. But Liberty will receive, so they'll send their offense on the field first. As Frankie Hickson back for the Flames, Liberty an unexpected bye week. Last week they were all set to play Norfolk State, but because of Hurricane Florence, they went ahead and postponed that game till the end of the season. So they had an extra week to prepare for this North Texas squad. We'll see if it pays off for them here today. The kick is away, and it will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The Flames will get it at the 25.
Looking to see, Matt, what Liberty comes out and does on these first 10 plays. Hopefully they pick a few first downs and see what Coach Daly has in store to start the game.
There's a look at Buckshot Calvert, junior quarterback for the Flames, a record setter for Liberty a year ago, setting the single season record in both touchdown passes and yards. Off to a solid start this year, 6 touchdowns, just the 1 interception. 2 wide receivers set for the Flames here, and now split out a couple of other guys. They'll go 4 wide. They'll play action, the throw to Gandy Golden off the hands and out of bounds.
So you got
go ahead, Joe.
You got to start right there with the weather and the bad.
As we get a look at the starters for the Flames, Gandy Golden, top target for Buckshot Calvert.
I was going to say, Matt, the weather right there with the slippery ball in the hands, you got to be able to look that ball in.
Second down, they give up the middle. Room to run, spins, falls forward for 12 yards, and the Flames pick up an early first down. Taking a look now at that North Texas defense, one that has improved greatly from a year ago. They allowed 35 points per game last year, just under 19 so far here in 2018. Flames again keep it on the ground. Matthews makes the first man miss and gets about 6. He's averaging over 7 yards per carry and has been explosive.
Those are 2 great carries by Contori Matthews, showing great balance, spinning out the move, spin move, and then be able to balance and go forward. Great job.
They'll feed him one more time. Falls forward. Looks like he may be just shy of the first down marker. We'll bring up 3rd and short.
Really trying to attack North Texas right up the middle on 3 runs in a row, right up the gut.
So 3rd and short. They'll give it to Matthews one more time, and it's going to be close. Runs into a wall right there at about the 48. And we'll have to take a look at the spot here. That is right there.
What's your call, Matt? First down or a little bit short?
They're going to give it to him. So I'll say first down.
First down. We'll go first down.
We'll go first down.
We'll go first down.
Matthews just does pick it up. The helmet comes off, so he'll check out for the time being. Frankie Hickson coming in to spell him, but Matthews in his senior season has really exploded for the Flames and has gotten this running game going, which was a question mark coming into the season. So first down, Buckshot loses the handle and just has to fall on it.
I think that might have hit a shoulder pad of Frankie Hickson. I'm not sure, but he lost the handle. Let's take a look. No, just slipped out of his hand.
Now, there was some rain here early, a little bit of rain still falling right now. Not hard, but kind of a mist coming down here in Lynchburg. And you wonder if wet football, how these quarterbacks will handle it. Here's Frankie Hickson. Trying to cut it outside. Some nice yardage there to get back what they lost on the first down play, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
Good run by Frankie. Once again, we talked about those first 10 plays. They've had 4 or 5 plays right now where they're really trying to run the ball right up the middle and having success doing it.
So it'll be 3rd and 9. Yeah, they've had the success on the ground. in this opening possession for the Flames. They'll go 4 wide receivers now, a little stack to each side. Buckshot looks to the sideline. Here comes some pressure. They pick it up. He has time, sails it downfield, and incomplete as it went up and over the head of his intended receiver, Damian King.
They got in that stack formation and Damian King ran a really nice post corner route there. Just didn't quite time out, but a good concept and a very good route by Damian King.
That'll bring on the punting unit for the Flames, and that'll bring on Aiden Alvis. This will be the first time we've seen him since what has become a pretty famous play at Army a couple of weeks back. Alvis ejected for targeting. The Flames punter went helmet to helmet with the return man, and a play that has been seen millions of times on social media since then.
I think they use that for the clinic on targeting.
Yeah, how not to do it. I think you're right, as that one will bounce down inside the 25, and we'll get our first look at this explosive North Texas offense.
Legal formation, kicking team. More than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty to be added on from the end of the kick. First down, North Texas.
So the Mean Green get a little bit better field position that it originally looked like as their offense takes the field, led of course by Mason Fine, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, a guy who you're hearing him talked about as even a potential Heisman candidate as they get deeper into the season. Averaging 381 yards per game, 66% completion rate, and he's 5th on North Texas's all-time passing list coming into this ball game.
This is a good old-fashioned Texas gunslinger right here.
4 wide for the Mean Green. He looks to throw, has time in the pocket, now finds his man in the middle of the field, wrapped up and taken down, and that was his running back Lauren Easley on the reception. Taking a look at this North Texas offense and a solid day against Arkansas. You look at the final score and you thought they lit it up, but really, Seth Luttrell saying he wasn't real pleased with his offense last week. Thought they left some plays out there, and with the weapons at receiver, Bussey, Guyton, among others, Mason Fine has some big-time playmakers that can score in a hurry. 2nd and 6 now. Give up the middle and room to run. That's easily breaking off a big one and getting this running game going, which has been kind of a struggle for the Mean Green this year.
Yeah, they say run to daylight. There was daylight, a nice, beautiful hole opened up, and he did run to daylight and a good run.
This Mean Green squad averaging just 2.8 yards per carry on the season coming into this one. And a good, nice run there, though. Fine, looking downfield, fires an absolute strike, and just stepping out of bounds was Rico Bussey. He about took that one the distance. Couldn't quite tightrope the sideline. As it is, a nice first down pickup for the Mean Green.
Really got to see the strength of Mason Fine's arm, throwing that ball on a deep out on a rope right out there. Wow, that's a fantastic throw.
Go back to the ground, handoff, room to run. There's Easley again, breaking tackle, still on his feet, and rolling his way for about 18.
Yeah, if Liberty has any chance in this game, they're going to have to tackle well. Right there, breaking 3 and 4 tackles. Liberty really needs to tackle well defensively to give themselves a chance.
Well, Easley kind of took control of that spot last week at Arkansas. Ran for 68 yards, was their most effective runner. There's been a handful of guys that have gotten some playing time in the running back position, but he may be the guy going forward if he continues running this way. Easley again gets it and spins his way for a nice pickup on first down.
Picking up 3-4 yards right there. They're playing right into North Texas wheelhouse right now. This is what they do, and they do it really well.
North Texas has scored on 20 of 22 red zone trips this season. As we take a look at Jawan Wells down on the field, that would be a huge loss for Liberty, one of their best defensive linemen. As you take a look at that starting lineup for the Flames on the defensive side, a new addition today, Bajor Wilson at corner, replacing Malik Matthews, but we'll see Matthews in there throughout the night as well, I'm sure, as Jawan Wells able to walk off under his own power. Wells, I mean, you talk about critical. He's a guy last year that led the Flames in tackles and sacks, and it was the 2nd straight year to do both. As you see him kind of spinning around there.
Yeah, walking off on his own own steam there is a good sign. Hopefully we get to see him back in the game here shortly.
Flames are a little lighter on the defensive line here tonight. Vincent Elefante suspended for this game. Austin Lewis suspended for the first half because of a targeting call at Army a couple of weeks ago. North Texas can still pick up a first down. Fine, swings it out. The catch made and taking it in for the score, Jalen Darden. The Mean Green offense making it look rather easy on their first possession of the ball game, and Mason Fine, like he's done so many times already this season,
Get into a fade and a little fade on the outside, flat, easy concept, makes one man miss. Ducks inside, touchdown for the Mean Green.
Just get it in the hands of your playmakers and let them do the rest. So North Texas goes on top. Cole Headland comes in to add the extra point. 16 of 16 on PATs so far this season. They're 17 of 17. So this North Texas offense living up to the hype here on their opening possession. The Mean Green jumping out in front of the Flames here in Lynchburg.
It's magic out. Sauvage. And new eau de parfum. Dior.
Play She's a Rainbow.
She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow.
The all-new Acura RDX with ELS Studio 3D sound.
Texas leading Liberty 7-0 here early in this one. We mentioned Liberty had their game last week postponed. With more on that, we turn to the third member of our crew, Bobby Poley. Bobby?
Yeah, Matt, with an unexpected weekend off, talking to the guys this week, they almost made it sound like they didn't know what to do with all their extra time they had off. I talked to Buckshot Culver, and he said he could not remember the last time he was able to stay on his couch all day and watch more than one game of football. But an interesting perspective, I will say, that Joe Daly brought up was that normally when you're watching an opposing team's film, you never see it from the sideline camera angle or on the field camera angle. So he said you learned so much more. You saw the body language, how they adjust situationally, and he said that was so nice. And I think the whole coaching staff can agree that having a few extra days is going to be nice to prepare for this team.
Yeah, and Joe Daly, offensive coordinator, said, got the cake in the game. I think it was Robert Wimberly, defensive coordinator. He said his wife told him, no, you better be watching that game. You better be watching that North Texas game, paying close attention to their offense. A little bit different Saturday for them a week ago. And we'll see if they're able to make good use of the extra time they had to prepare. So far, it's been Mean Green doing what many expected them to do, looking sharp on the offensive side. Now, see if the Liberty offense can answer. Buckshot Calvert back out there, still looking for his first completion. Give up the middle, Torrey Matthews again. Maybe one as he couldn't turn the corner.
Yeah, Liberty's really trying to establish the run. That's the game plan, and definitely have to be able to do that and convert through the run to keep North Texas offense off the field.
Well, with the defensive backs that North Texas had, you can kind of just trust them to be out there one-on-one and make plays, don't you? That kind of frees up a lot of guys to flow to the ball.
Well, it's tough. They're going to play cover one. You can see right here, cover 0, no safety in the middle of the field, and that puts a lot of guys in the box. It's tough sledding to run the ball. You're going to have to make some throws on the outside.
2nd and 8. Buckshot Calvert to throw, looking, finding Gandy Golden as he looks to be about a yard shy of the first down. Let's look at the keys to the game, Joe. You pick 2 for each squad. Let's start with North Texas. Well, let's just go with 1. How about that?
Let the gunslinger sling. We saw that from the beginning. Mason Fine come out throwing the ball all over the barn. For Liberty, they got to start fast and then limit the big play. They didn't get a great start, but they got a chance to get the ball back and have an opportunity to convert this 3rd down.
Yeah, big 3rd down coming here. 3rd and 1. The give up the middle, and he'll have it.
Matt, there's something there. There's something there. Liberty is committed, as you can see so early on, running the ball up the middle. Their coaching staff feels strong that they have something there with that up the middle run.
Well, as we talked about a little, and they talked about in the pregame a bit, it also doesn't hurt to keep the football, right? Sometimes, keeping their offense off the field, running the ball, slowing it down a little bit isn't the worst thing in the world. Now, you don't want to do that on first down as Torrey Matthews chopped down in the backfield. That was Brandon Garner coming in and making the tackle for a loss.
Yeah, that's a little different. They try to work a stretch play there, and he gets horizontal, as you can see with the speed of North Texas defense. They track those things down pretty quick.
Garner now 5.5 tackles for loss this season. And this I'm telling you, with all the hype around this North Texas offense, it's the defense that has been so impressive on this young season. Speaking of which, there's another tackle for a loss. The ball loose, no whistle. They're going to let this play out, and it's taken into the end zone for a touchdown.
I think this is just one of those let it play out just to make sure. But
Jameel Moore picked it up, waltzed his way to the end zone, and everybody kind of still looking at each other out on the field, including the officials.
Let's see. Looked like he was down. Yeah. Clearly, I think that one looks like he's down, Matt.
Yeah, they may give this one another look as. Yeah.
I don't. Rule-wise, if it's coming loose,
they are going to review this one and take a look.
It may have been coming loose before he hit the ground.
You think back to Liberty's game against Army a couple of weeks ago. There were 2 plays that went for touchdowns for Army that ended up being reversed and called back. And it ended up, we thought at the time, could be a big break for the Flames. As it turned out, Army ended up pulling away. But this, obviously a huge call early in this ball game. Let's check in with the studio, guys. What did you see on that one? Weigh in. What are your thoughts? That's the best analysis I've heard from them in weeks.
Yeah, no question. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, one more look. He certainly had control of it, so it's not like, and then it popped out at the end. The question I had was if he didn't control it, it looked like it might be a lateral, but he definitely caught it, took a couple of steps, and then it popped out there at the end. I think we've got the studio guys now. Guys, what do you see?
DJ here, he's glad he just has his mic on. That's the first thing, but we'll let him talk this go around.
I was going to say, this is definitely down. You see his rear end is down on the ground right there. But I am a little concerned because the Liberty players stopped playing. And that is a little concerning for me. Are they ready to play? I don't know. We don't see the energy on our side of the ball right now.
DJ, you see them, they're breaking a few yards, a few good running plays, and Liberty is definitely trying to set the tone and keep the ball on their side of the field, or keep the ball in their possession, I should say. But yeah, you're exactly right. They quit playing. Buckshot's looking at it right there. Could have easily gone for it and just let the ball play. I mean, he does have the angle to where it looks like he's down. I do think it's down. But yeah, they stopped playing. It's a question now, are they ready to play?
This is a very, very important time for Liberty's team right now because it could get away very quickly.
Intensity
North
level,
Texas, right.
Intensity levels down here. This isn't Montana, Pat. Like they gotta amp it up.
These guys they've come out and it looks like they've been shell shocked. They had the ball to start the game. They come down. North Texas takes the ball, drives it right down Liberty's throat and scores, and it looks like Liberty's just not ready to be on the field right now.
And kind of going back to your point too, secondary didn't look great there on that touchdown.
Some of the keys that we talked about before the game was that secondary is going to need to come ready to play. We saw a receiver catch the ball in open space and just completely whiffed on that receiver, and he walked unimpeded into the end zone.
In the pregame, we talked about how Mason Fine likes to throw the ball downfield. That was not a ball downfield.
Right.
That was a crossing pattern. Threw it right to his guy, and Seneca Espinoza overran it trying to make a hit when he should have just slowed down, broke his feet down, made a tackle, made a stop, and that would have saved him a touchdown. Maybe in the rest of the drive, but also, probably would have only given up 3 if you could have held him.
By the way, the running game is what got them into the red zone. So North Texas has a balanced offense so far with the run and the pass.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch the running game for the rest. We'll go back to Matt now.
Yeah, thank you, guys. This Liberty offense coming back on the field, so they seem to know the answer. I think what's taking a little time now is the officials going back to determine the spot, to determine how much time was on the clock as they sort this out. But Liberty will maintain possession, and now we'll face a third and very long.
Matt, on these replays, I know the last game we talked about you and I challenging each other on a replay.
We're in agreement, though, on this one,
We're
right?
in agreement on this one, but I say we bring the boys in from the booth. You and I take the booth on.
Or the studio.
I'm sorry.
We're in the booth, Joe.
I'm sorry. The studio.
Where are we?
Where are we? We take the studio on. So we're both saying that this one's going to be
we're all in
overturned.
agreement here. Still taking some time to sort this one out as we're told there's some some weather continuing to move into the area, so that's something to keep an eye on as well, and you'd hate to see this game stopped one more time.
After review, the ruling on the field was determined that the ball carrier caught the ball and was down by contact at the 27-yard line. Please reset the clock to 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Third down, 8 minutes, 8 seconds. Thank you.
So there you go. Don't get too many cheers like that for 6-yard losses all the time, but it could have been worse.
We'll take it.
So 3rd and 21 now for Liberty. Maybe a time for a draw or something short here, or they're going to go for it all. They're going into double coverage down the middle of the field, and no flag thrown as he was looking for, that was Kevin Shaw he was trying to hit down there.
Yeah, trying to take a shot, hope to get a pass interference call, threw that right in double coverage, hoping for that pass interference call. Ooh, that was a nice little push in the back right there. Surprised the ref didn't make a call.
Taylor Robinson back there in coverage. So that North Texas defense does a great job here on Flames' second possession of the ball game. And once again, here comes the punting unit. Punt is away. Jalen Darden wave it off, and that's not a very good one. North Texas going to start with great field position. In fact, they're going to start in Flames territory. Mean Green offense coming back on the field, already leading 7-0 here in Lynchburg.
Liberty Athletics would like to thank tonight's game sponsors, 107.9 WYYD and Sodexo, leaders in...
We were designed to be creative. We were meant to seek the truth, to explore the world around us. Challenges, we embrace them. Compromise, never. We are a community dedicated to championing the gospel. We are champions for Christ.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Liberty football season tickets are available now. Log on to lufootball.com today.
There's a look at Turner Gill, Flames head coach, and interestingly enough, a North Texas graduate. Ended up graduating from North Texas after his playing career in Nebraska. That was actually his first coaching opportunity as well. He was a GA there at North Texas. Said after he got done playing minor league baseball, as we take a look at Seth Luttrell in his third season as Mean Green head coach, really turned this program around. Turner Gill said after he got done playing minor league baseball, he told his wife, "You go anywhere you want. You want to get your master's degree? You go anywhere you want, and I'll just follow you." She picked North Texas, so he went along, ended up getting a GA spot, and the rest is history as he's had a really nice coaching career. So first down, Mean Green in Flames territory. Fine climbs in the pocket, fires towards the sidelines, and finds his man. A nice strike to Jalen Guyton there along the sideline. And boy, Fine just looks cool, calm, and collected back there, doesn't he?
Yeah, they run a little play action pass, and what you like about Fine is he's able to check his downfield targets first, and then he comes off of those and he throws the out route to perfection. That's beautiful quarterbacking right there.
So first down for the Mean Green. Hand off up the middle, easily met in the hole and driven back. There's Elijah Benton with a solid tackle. Seth Luttrell in his third season here for the Mean Green. He said, really turned this program around. A guy who has been all over the place coaching. Most recently, before this job, he was at North Carolina, the offensive coordinator there. He was actually on their staff when Liberty played at North Carolina in 2014. Liberty led that game in the second half before some turnovers proved costly, and Seth Luttrell talked about that some this week. So he knows this Flames team can put up a fight. Fine, creating some room, firing deep and just over the head of his intended receiver, Jalen Darden.
That's a scramble drill you talk about. Fine came off his first look, got outside of the pocket, which Liberty really needs to do. He's going to be mobile. They have to be able to contain him outside of the pocket, but a good job by Liberty gaining that ground back and being able to stop that long pass.
Well, that's something the Flames talked about this week, is trying to get Mason Fine kind of off his spot. And that's something your defensive coordinators talk about with almost any quarterback, but especially with the guy who's as accurate in the pocket as Mason Fine. Third down, Fine slings it, finds his receiver, and it looks to be just short of the sticks as he connected with Michael Lawrence. And it looks like it's going to bring up a fourth down.
What you see right there is a real quick release by Fine. He got that ball out of his hand fast.
And North Texas is going to keep the offense on the field. Feeling the momentum. They leave the offense out there. Easily in the backfield. And whistles. And Liberty called a timeout.
I like that timeout, Matt.
Big play.
This is a big play for Liberty's defense. They need to get a stop here and get some momentum back. So that's a solid move by Coach Gill to be able to call that timeout.
Still a lot of football to go, but Turner Gill realizes this could be a big turning point in this game. They'll talk it over, and we'll take a break as well. North Texas up 7-0.
Are you a college football fan? Come check this out. Show me college football. It's never been easier to watch ESPN3 games right here on Xfinity X1.
Introducing ESPN3 on Xfinity X1.
1 cup of lemonade. Time to pack up, kids.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Get every live game every Sunday at no extra charge when you switch to DirecTV. More for your thing. That's our thing.
7-0 North Texas. Big fourth down play coming. 4th and 1 for the Mean Green.
Surprised we don't see more men up front for Liberty.
Take a look at a surprising score there. Old Dominion about to beat number 13 Virginia Tech. And the team Liberty stomped in their opener, and a team that North Texas plays in November. So a surprising score there from the Conference USA squad. Here comes the fourth down. Handoff up the middle easily. Able to knife his way through and then pick up a few extra on the end of it as the Mean Green convert a big fourth down.
Yeah, Liberty brought a 2 inside backer blitz and actually had a chance early on, but easily, got to give him credit, kept his legs churning, little spin move, and picked up the first down.
Easily a kid that spent his first 2 seasons at Stephen F. Austin. Actually led the Lumberjacks in rushing each of those 2 seasons before transferring to North Texas. And boy, it looks like he could turn out to be a pretty decent weapon for them running the football, as if they need more weapons. Pass behind the receiver. There's Bajor Wilson laying a big hit. A little bit of a dangerous pass there. Is that one off the mark? I believe that was intended for Rico Bussey Jr.
I really like how Wilson played that ball, Matt. He got deep and then stuck his foot in the ground, exploded to the football, and was able to get there quickly and break it up. That's some good closing speed by Wilson.
Flames coaches like Wilson, a JUCO transfer from the City College of San Francisco. Here's easily tracked down in the backfield, and there's Big Juan, Jawan Wells. Remember, he left the game earlier with a little bit of an injury. Back out there now and making plays.
That is a big play by Jawan. Wow, because if he doesn't make that, it looks like he's going to get the corner, and he's able to knife through there, get his hands around his feet, and make that tackle. Big play. That's the kind of play Liberty needed right there.
3rd and 11 now as this crowd starts to make a little noise. Flames showing blitz, and they bring it. They pick it up. Fine slinging it deep. And a touchdown to a wide open Rico Bussey Jr. Got behind the defense, and Mason Fine laid it in there perfectly.
This is the gamble you take when you want to bring the blitz. You put your guys on an island outside, man-to-man, and Bussey and Fine at the receiver and quarterback position. It's just like playing pitch and catch, and they did it right there.
Here you get a look at it. That was Bajor Wilson, that time on the wrong end of the connection. Is just kind of that one step there towards the inside, got him turning a bit, and that's all it took.
Yeah, that was a good route. You stick that foot in the ground, turn that defensive back's hips just a slight bit inside, and then cause that separation and put the ball on the money. So that was a really well-run route. That one little detail of putting that foot in the ground, sticking that foot in the ground, causing that DB just to freeze for a moment is really what made the separation there.
There's not a lot of margin for error as a defensive back going against a quarterback like Mason Fine, is there? Because if you show any weakness or you one misstep, he'll see it and take advantage.
Absolutely. The thing that Liberty has to do defensively is that offensive football, especially offensive football that North Texas run, it's built on timing, Matt. And if you can disrupt the timing, then you're able to disrupt their offense. But you see right there, you bring a full house blitz, you're playing man-to-man, no hands on, he sticks his foot in the ground, the timing's never disrupted, and now it's pitch and catch. Like we said, it's tough to beat, but in order to beat it, you have to disrupt that timing offensively for them.
So a 2-touchdown advantage now for the Mean Green as the Flames and Frankie Hickson await the kick. Remember, 2 weeks ago, Liberty at Army, very much the same story. Liberty offense couldn't get at least points on the board. They moved the ball fairly well at times, but ended up being shut out in the first quarter, fell behind, had to battle back. Actually, they were shut out the whole first half, battled back to within shouting distance in the second half, but then it ended up being too late, and they're kind of putting themselves in the same spot here against what's really a much more explosive offense.
Yeah, you don't want to do that against a team like North Texas. However, it's way too early to hit the panic button. Don't hit the panic button. Let's have Liberty put together a good drive and see if they can get some points on the board and turn this into a one-score game.
Kick is away. Hickson looks like he'll have a play. Nope, gonna let it sail over his head, and it'll roll through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So another look at this one, the second touchdown pass of the ball game. Mason Fine finding Rico Bussey.
You know the best part about that from an offensive line perspective for the Mean Green is they picked up that blitz with perfection. And Mason Fine is not even thinking about getting his jersey dirty at this point.
So Liberty's offense desperately in need of an answer. They start out 4 wide here. Katori Matthews behind Buckshot Calvert. And they're going to give it to Katori. Cuts it back, little room to run. Has some space. Matthews tripped up and taken down at the 40-yard line, and he comes up a bit gimpy.
That's a real good run by Katori. Oh, he is hurt.
That was Kyrie Muhammad on the tackle, and Matthews is needing some assistance.
Yeah, hope Matthews okay. He's an explosive back, and he's been having a really good game so far.
And Matthews has really been a guy that has given them some big play potential at that running back spot. Has a 50-yard or longer run in each of the past 2 games, and really saw the vision there and the speed cutting it back, and right at the end, boy, just a shot right to that right knee.
That's a really good run, Matt. You start stretching it out to the right side. North Texas over pursues, and then you cut that back to daylight to the backside and accelerate up the field. That's I hope he's okay, because that's a good football player right there.
Torrey Matthews played JUCO ball at Blinn College before coming here to Liberty last year. As we said, averaging 7 yards per carry coming into the ball game. Off to a good start here tonight, but boy, you don't like the look of that as he's still laying there on the field being tended to.
Well, hopefully Liberty can get some offensive momentum going. And
behind Matthews as we get one more look, and he's on his feet now and walking off with a pretty noticeable limp there. We'll keep an eye on him, and Bobby Bolig is down there on the sideline. No doubt she'll have an update for him as well, as Frankie Hickson coming in to replace Matthews. Haven't seen, I don't believe, Peyton Pickett yet tonight. Pickett, another running back that's shown some good things for the Flames thus far. So it'll be first down for Liberty on their own 40. Buckshot Calvert, just one completion for 7 yards so far in the evening. They're going to roll him out. Looking, now sitting deep down the field. He's got a man, and the snap made by Damian King.
Matt, that was a very well-run route by Damian King. He pressed him straight up the field. Defensive back thought he was running the seam.
Well, King's coming off a career day, 172 yards receiving against Army. They get him going here with his first reception. Let's see if that can get Buckshot Calvert rolling a little bit. Hand it off, and now it's going to be a pass. Stubbs sending it deep, wide open, Gandy Golden, and he couldn't hang on. Knocked away at the last moment. Keemon Hall caught up at the last moment and knocked it away.
That was the home run ball they were looking for, and he was wide open. Wide open, a good throw, maybe a little bit behind, allowed the DB to get a chance to make, but what a great play by the defensive back to be able to come in there and break that up.
They give it to Stubbs, who really had to stop and throw across his body. And you're right, if he led him just a little farther, it's hard to complain when a wide receiver is throwing it about where he places the football. There's now a drop on the other side. B.J. Farrell unable to hang on.
See, Matt, when Liberty gets those big chunk plays like they do, and then they come back, and what they're trying to do is run the quick speed out and pick up 4 or 5 yards to put themselves in the third and manageable. And they have drop balls. They had one early on the first play, and then we have a drop ball there, or B.J. drops another one, and you got to be able to convert those to put yourself in a third and manageable position.
So third and long now from the 39 of North Texas. And we'll see, you pick up 3 or 4 here. This may well be 4-down territory for the Flames.
Yeah,
just outside of field goal range. We've seen Turner Gill do that a number of times at this spot on the field. Calvert standing in the pocket. Throws to Gandy Golden. Caught, taken down. He'll pick up about 3 or 4. So we'll see if that's enough to make them think about going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, interesting to see what they're going to do. Down 14, like you said. I think they have plans on going for it, which I believe is the right thing to do.
4th and 6 for Liberty, but listen, you're outside of field goal range. You're down 14-0. At this point, you need to get something going offensively. Forget pinning them deep. You just need some points.
Yeah, no question, especially as explosive North Texas offense is.
3 wide receivers bunched to the right. Calvert looking that way. Now comes back, steps up, throws deep down the middle of the field, and nearly picked off as he threw into double coverage, looking for B.J. Farrell. Taylor Robinson there to knock it away.
Yeah, Taylor Robinson made a really nice play there, but at the same time, Buckshot's throwing a deep ball into double coverage on 4th and 6. May have been a better idea to try to stick it into one of those underneath routes that was happening on the shallow cross, but good play by Taylor Robinson.
So the Flames turn it over on downs, and while you try to, if you're on that Liberty sideline, I'm sure say, hey, we moved the football, we did some good things. The bottom line is you still got a big 0 on the scoreboard staring at you, and Mason Fine's back out there ready to sling. And off to Easley.
Well, and the other bottom line, Matt, is you have to get a stop.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question you're not going to get into some shooting match with North Texas and Mason Fine. So defensively, they got to do their job too, and Liberty needs to do their job too and get a stop.
4 yards on 1st down. 4 wide receivers. Fine rolling out, has time. Throws on the run and led his wide receiver a bit too far. That was intended for Darden. And it'll bring up 3rd down. And these, to your point, this is when this defense needs to find a way to get off the field.
Yeah, they got to. After turning the ball over now, to be able to get a 3 and out would be a huge stop for this defense and get Liberty's offense back out on the field. It's a big down right here.
3rd and 6. Mason Fine already 67 yards through the air, couple of TDs. Final out route through the hands of his intended receiver, Jalen Guyton. So the Flames catch a break there as Guyton unable to hang on, and Liberty's going to get the football back.
Yeah.
Tori Matthews left the ball game for Liberty a moment ago. Bobby Bullock standing by with an update. Bobby?
Yeah, Matt, you see Contori go down pretty hard. You didn't know at first, was it his left or his right ankle as he's walking off. They didn't confirm, but it looks like he's hurting on his right ankle. They took a look in the medical tent and made his way off, like you guys said, into the locker room. So we'll keep you updated down here, but for now, he's in the locker room getting checked out.
Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, tough break for the Flames in that run game, no doubt, is one of their really explosive weapons. Status up in the air for the rest of the night.
Yeah, Frankie Hickson most likely will be the one to come into the ball game here. So, and like we said earlier, Liberty's had some success running the ball up the middle of North Texas defense, and Frankie Hickson is a north and south type of runner. So we'll see if they'll go back to that.
Hickson is in there. Buckshot Calvert comes out. You see his numbers on the night. So the Liberty defense did their job on that possession, getting a stop. Now can the offense get on track against a stingy North Texas D? There's Hickson. Has some room. Nice cut as he's picking up 8 or 9 on first down.
I mean, Matt, this is surprising. Liberty's success being able to run the ball at the middle. North Texas is stacking. They're playing man-to-man on the outside. No safety in the middle of the field. They're dropping them down in the box. They've got guys all over, and they're still having success.
Front. Yeah, flag comes in. And that's going to back Liberty up 5.
And that's what you can't do. You have a really nice run.
Everyone except the center. 5-yard line.
Yeah. Why does he got to throw the center under the bus like that? Like, he must have been the one to,
He didn't snap the ball. Yeah, definitely need to see Liberty stay away from procedure penalties, holding penalties, anything like that. Get into some manageable situations.
Thomas Sargent saying, listen, man, you don't need to do that to me. Come on.
Sarge. Why you do that to the Sarge?
2nd and 6 now after the penalty.
Sarge will have that ref in boot camp by the end of the game.
Play action. Now trying to throw over the top and knocked away. Boy, you talk about these defensive backs and just how good they are. That was Keemon Hall knocking away. He's made a couple of big plays now. He recovered on the one on the trick play, and now going up stride for stride with Antonio Gandy Golden and knocking that one down.
Oh, he's heard all about Antonio Gandy Golden all week, and he's risen up to the challenge right now.
Hall with an interception in each of the first 3 games. So 3rd and 6 now for Liberty.
Yeah, at the same time, Buckshot needs to throw that ball on his back shoulder.
Yeah.
He got that ball out in front of him. Let Gandy Golden use that big body of his on the back shoulder to be able to box him out and go out for the ball.
2 on the play clock. Albert looking to his right, firing out towards DJ Stubbs, and he hauls it in out of the 40-yard line. So a big 3rd down conversion. Stubbs, the guy that had a breakout game against Old Dominion. A little bit quiet against Army. He had 155 yards against Old Dominion in that ball game and picks up a big 1st down.
Really impressed with DJ Stubbs' route running here. See him stick that foot in the ground. Causes the separation right there. Just a little lean and stick. Lean and stick causes separation. Like it a lot.
Buckshot standing in. Now pressure comes and he's dropped. The pressure came, and that was Brandon Garner.
Yeah, they brought some heat there. Liberty's unable to pick it up. Sometimes Buckshot could have flanked it out there and just thrown it in the dirt.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get rid of the football.
It's tough.
This is a team 11 sacks coming in on the season.
North
Texas, they get after you.
Yeah, they'll come after you now. When they put you in second and long situation, they get you behind the chains. It's not like they like to sit back and play zone. You watch them on film, they want to come after you. Here they come.
Buckshot has a man, stops, who holds it in at the 45, and he paid the price.
That's a good call by offensive coordinator Joe Daly. You know they're bringing pressure, so what do? You roll away. You roll away from the pressure. He's got an out cut on it and
Buckshot delivers a strike.
So another big first down for Liberty is this is the last play of the quarter. Buckshot play action, now slinging it downfield into traffic, looking for Shaw, and it falls incomplete, and Liberty may be lucky that that's all it did. That will get us to the end of the first quarter. All North Texas, Liberty driving, trying to stay in this ball game, but so far it's been the Mason Fine show. 14-0 Mean Green.
Why bother mastering something? Because when you want to create an entirely new feeling, the difference between excellence and mastery is all the difference in the world. Introducing the all-new Lexus ES, a product of mastery. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
We're more than just $7.99 large two-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
$14-0 Mean Green as it stands right now. And Pat, the guys, they should have been listening to you. I'm telling you, they're in the open because you were dead on. The secondary getting burnt a little bit there on 2 plays.
Yeah, we saw a 22-yard sluggo for a touchdown where the receiver fakes a slant and then turns it back upfield for the go. And we had a guy just bite. And we really missed a tackle here as well. That's Espinoza who misses an open field tackle. I believe it's the next clip that we're going to see here. We have a guy that just gets beat deep down the field. And these are the things that we talked about. You can't get beat. You've got to step up. You've got to make these plays.
Yeah, well, we saw Wilson get beat there. Espinosa got beat there. Liberty's secondary just kind of all over the place right now. But when you see that the defense comes in and the defensive line is able to get pressure on Fine, his balls aren't as crisp as they are when he's throwing them downfield.
Yeah, we need a little bit
That's
more
why
pass rush.
Well, you need a pass rush because if you get hit in the mouth, you always throw a little weaker.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter who you are.
Some big news coming out of Norfolk, Virginia as we head back to Matt.
Yeah, huge win for Old Dominion, 49-35 over Virginia Tech. Blake LaRussa, 495 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. How about that? What a game for Old Dominion, who was 0-3 coming in. Virginia Tech, number 13, they will tumble after that one.
Wow, that is amazing. So if Liberty beat Old Dominion,
don't start doing that whole deal.
Okay, that doesn't work much. College football is too crazy for all that kind of stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely right. 3rd and 4 now for Liberty on the North Texas 39. Similar spot they found themselves in on the last drive. Calvert looking for, finding Gandy Golden, dragging the defender, and then lunging forward for the first down. He took Nate Brooks for a ride. Brooks shaken up.
That's a good 3rd down conversion for Liberty. Passing on time, Gandy Golden so big, strong, fighting for extra yards. That's the kind of spark that Liberty needs in order to get themselves back in the game. Convert on that 3rd down not just convert on the 3rd down, Matt, but convert in a tough way. That was tough.
You saw Brooks trying to hang on for dear life there until his buddies were able to arrive, and he'll walk off the field. That's somebody that North Texas wants to have out there. 3 interceptions on the year, 2 last week against Arkansas.
Seeing Gandy Golden really grinding for those extra yards right along Liberty sidelines. That inspires the guys on the sidelines to get into this game. And hey, let's show a little fight. Let's score a touchdown and get back in this thing.
Gandy Golden, 6'4", 220. Whew. He is hard to handle, and you see that tape job there in his right hand. He broke that wrist in a car accident over the summer. It's still not 100%. They still kind of have to tape it up and get it just right for him to be able to play, but good enough for him to go and good enough for him to get off to a nice start to his season. Play action now, looking down the middle of the field, lofting it up and over the head of the intended target, but flags come in.
Oh, that was wide open. And actually a really good play by the North Texas player to be able to grab a hold of him, because if he doesn't, that's a walk in the end zone touchdown.
That's Mitchell Lewis, the fullback. Maybe that was in honor of Seth Luttrell, a former fullback himself. They say, Coach, we'll get your position involved. I actually talked to Coach Luttrell this week and said, where would you play in your offense? He said, I wouldn't even recruit myself. I don't have need for a guy like me, a fullback. Get out of here. So the penalty gives Liberty a first down. A handoff going to Frankie Hickson coming near side. Boy, it looked like he was going to get stopped for nothing. Able to keep his feet keep moving forward, and a nice pickup before Kyrie Muhammad gets him down.
You know, Matt in the studio would tell you this, as an offensive lineman, it's good just to stay on the block. And that's what Liberty's O-line did a really good job of, not necessarily overpowering anybody, but just staying on the block, which allowed that little gap for Frankie to make a really nice cutback move.
So 2nd and 3 now as the Flames having really their best drive of the ball game. Play action of Hickson now lofting up towards Gandy Golden. He was locked up there with Nate Brooks again, and Brooks won that battle.
Let's see a replay on that. There's a lot of hand fighting going on there.
Gandy Golden looked like that's what he was talking about as he came back down. It almost looked like that left arm, and hard to tell how much is the receiver trying to create some space, the defensive back hanging on. And that ball sailing probably a bit too long either way.
Looks like good no call.
So 3rd and 3. 4 wide receivers out. North Texas showing blitz on the edge. Here they come. Calvert sets his feet, fires, and could not be held on to by Gandy Golden. Had it in his hands in the 2nd drop of the night for AGG.
Once again, decision time for Turner Gill.
Well, it looks like the decision has been made. Offense staying on the field. Their normal kicker is injured, and so Aaron Pierre has been replacing him so far this year. He has only made 1 field goal on the season. That was just from 20 yards. And now some movement from the mean green. Free play for Buckshot, throws to the end zone, incomplete. But that penalty is going to be enough to get the Flames a first down.
Yeah, I like how Buckshot stayed with the play.
Defense, number 2, 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
That's Tim Ward. I take that back. That's Ladarius Hamilton there coming off the edge.
Yeah, even with
so a little hard count there, maybe from Buckshot. Veteran play, try to pick up some free yards. Gets the job done. The Flames now first down inside the 15.
Interesting to see what Liberty will do here. They got a tight end and a wing to the left side there.
Give up the middle. Hickson plunging forward for about 6.
Run right at it, right at that tight end wing side. They feel as if they have something there. Good pickup.
Flames playing with some tempo now. Hustling back to the line of scrimmage.
Back shoulder fade.
Over the middle and picked off. Intercepted with room to run. Kyrie Muhammad dragged down by Buckshot Calvert, and what a big turnover for North Texas. Just when the Flames are knocking on the doorstep, they find a way to pick off a pass and avoid giving up some points.
Yeah, sometimes you try to overcomplicate it in the RPO, and North Texas
you never saw him.
Never even saw him. But I really like Gandy Golden down here into the short side to be able to just throw a back shoulder fade. They've had so much success with it. They try the RPO game, and real nice play.
That's the 10th interception of the season for North Texas. They lead the country in that stat. And that was a big one. Just when Liberty felt like they were climbing their way back into this one. Now Mason Fine out there, slinging it and finding his receiver, Jalen Guyton, along the far side.
Once again, Liberty's defense needs to step up and give themselves a chance, try to get a 3 and out here and make North Texas punt, because they had some success offensively, just got bogged down there in the red zone with the interception.
Second interception of the season for Buckshot Calvert. Gets it out quick, caught by Guyton again, and he spun out of bounds with the first down. What Robert Wimberly, Flames defensive coordinator, said, they have never in his time here played a guy like Fine who can just get it out so quick.
Yeah.
It's not only his release, but just his understanding of the offense that allows him to get it out fast and be right on target like you just saw there.
Yeah, and you can see, especially on the quick game with the little speed outs and slants, it's that ball's in his hands and then it's right out, and the timing is impeccable.
First down, now looking a little further down the field. Caught there. That's Guyton again as he's getting involved.
Yeah, you'll see North Texas, what they'll do is they'll go trips to the wide side of the field, and then they'll single up Guyton up into the short side of the field, and they'll just run curls and slants and sluggos and all the different routes that he can run, and just play one-on-one back there. As you can see right here, they got him shortened up again into the short side of the field.
And again, looking to throw. Has time. Right there down the middle of the field. That's his tight end, Kelvin Smith, making his 13th catch of the year. Junior out of Spring, Texas, a guy on the John Mackey watch list for the best tight end in America. A guy that didn't catch a lot of passes in high school. He only caught 2 passes his whole senior year. He's in like a run-first system. He's just blocking guys. He must be loving this.
Seth Luttrell calls him his best utility player. Plays tight end, plays a lot of special teams, and they use him in a lot of different ways.
Use him there for a 9-yard pickup. Gibb going up the middle, rumbling for the first down, and they continue to move the chains easily with the carry. He's had himself a nice evening as he is approaching 60 yards on the ground here tonight.
Yeah, this is where Liberty needs to really step up defensively, get a potential turnover. It would be great right now. Change the complexion of this game.
Easily again taking it, not a lot of room to run. Picks up about 2, maybe 3. They talk about forcing turnovers. Liberty has forced just 2 so far in the young season. Keep in mind, they've only played the 2 games. Right. Their game last week canceled due to weather, but we're kind of still figuring out what type of defense Flames have here. Will they be one that can force some turnovers? Will they be one that can get after the quarterback? We don't really know yet. Haven't gotten after Mason Fine too much tonight as he rolls out, looking downfield. Now pump fakes, keeps it himself, and picks up about 3 on his feet.
Mason Fine on the quarterback keeper.
And you talk about Mason Fine, the way he carries himself. Now, you can lead in a lot of different ways, and with more on that, Bobby Bolig checking in, talking quarterbacks. Bobby?
You know, the difference is on the sideline, Mason continuously talking to his teammates, continuously talking to head coach, and Buckshot very much the opposite. He told me this week, in fact, that he likes to be by himself. He likes to sit and watch the game by himself. He doesn't like to be distracted. He says that's the best way he gets in the zone, and it'll be interesting to see after that crucial momentum change if that'll help. Guys.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Yeah, he's sitting there with Contori Matthews right now. Good to see him back out of the locker room. We'll see if he's able to go the rest of the night. But Calvert, yeah, different kind of guy as far as leadership goes. You know, you have your big rah-rah guys, you have your talkative types. He is certainly not that. He's a lead by example type. And, you know, different things work for different people.
Yeah, that's right. Leadership, great leadership can be affected in many different ways. And just because you're not a rah-rah guy doesn't mean you're not a good leader.
4th and 2 now for North Texas. Fine. Lofting one down the sideline, and he overshot Jalen Guyton. So 4th and 2, they take a shot downfield. They had the one-on-one matchup. Jeremy Peters battling with him, and North Texas comes up empty. This defense holds.
Jeremy Peters did a really good job right there, Matt. You teach a defensive back to sprint to his hip, and he did it.
Yeah, spitting, that's optional. Flames trail 14-0. We'll take a break. Back after this.
Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chick-fil-A nuggets make dinner delightful.
Now that's smart.
At Longhorn, get tonight's special. The Great American Steak Dinner for $12.99. A center-cut sirloin with a side, plus a starter or dessert. And for lunch, try one of our burgers, like the barbecue bacon burger. You can't fake steak.
14-0 North Texas, 8:39 to go here in the first half. And this Liberty defense hasn't been a great first half for them by any means, but they're just doing enough to keep their team in the ball game at this point.
Yeah, no question. They've gotten a couple stops, and fourth down stop right there. So Liberty defensively is giving themselves a chance. Offensively, hey, bottom line remains this, Matt. You have to put points on the board. However which way you need to do it, figure it out and get some points on the board.
Flames have been able to get into Mean Green territory the last couple of drives. Just have not been able to cash in. And the turnover, the interception deep in North Texas territory. And now some movement up front. And Flames will head the wrong way to start this drive.
Number 66, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Ethan Crawford, the left guard. Still a light rain falling here in Lynchburg. We were delayed by about 45 minutes to start the game. Worse weather, sounds like it's moving out of the area. Calvert firing deep downfield, hits Gandy Golden. Now makes a man miss, or nearly did, as he is spun down by Nate Brooks. Brooks got beat on the coverage, but stuck with it enough to just get him down to the ground.
Everybody's talking about Mason Fine, strong arm on the deep cuts, deep out routes and throws. Look at Buckshot, that's a good, strong throw.
So just like that, Flames right back in North Texas territory. They're gonna roll Buckshot out this time. Little pump fake, now sitting it deep, has a man, and that's B.J. Farrow snagging it along the sidelines. Underthrown just a tad. It looked like the defensive back might catch up, but Farrow able to haul it in, and the Flames in business.
Yeah, you're going to see B.J. Farrow running out and up right there. Pump fake by Buckshot, and then B.J. takes it straight up the sidelines, makes a great catch.
Flames hustle to the line of scrimmage. Give it to Frankie Hickson. Plunges forward for about 2. So this is where they got on their last drive before the interception. We'll see what approach they take here. Do they try to stick it in, stick with that running game, which they've had some success with? Or as you talked about, you got that big body receiver in Gandy Golden, give him a chance to go up and make a play on maybe a fade. They throw it instead to B.J. Farrow. The fingertip grab, and the Flames are on the board.
Well, you got to give Joe Daly credit, Matt. He's got guts. He ran the same RPO play that got intercepted just a series ago.
A little more air under that one. Buckshot learned his lesson. And a little one-handed grab there from Farrow, the senior, making a play and getting the Flames on the scoreboard.
I'm telling you, his eye is on the Farrow.
Well, the Flames are singing because they're happy right now. There's no doubt about that. I think we've maxed out our references to that old song, but Liberty with a much-needed score. The extra point now coming from Aaron Piart. Up and through, and just like that, that North Texas lead cut in half. May have ourselves a ball game after all. Buckshot Calvert to B.J. Farrow. 14-7 ball game here in Lynchburg.
The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody. So don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
14-7 North Texas, and you got a little glimpse of how explosive this Liberty offense can be on that last drive. And a big completion down the field to B.J. Farrow really got him going.
Yeah, take a look at it. B.J.'s going to run it quick. Out, stutter, out. Get up the sidelines. Buckshot pumps him. Perfect. Right on the money. That's a really nice play. Good route by B.J. Good pump fake by Buckshot. And then put it on the money. Those are the explosive plays that change games and get yourself back into it.
Flames have a lot of weapons at receiver. In a lot of ways, a lot like North Texas. You got weapons out there. The quarterback in some ways is like, you know, a great point guard in basketball. You're just trying to feed those guys. You're just trying to facilitate and get them open in space.
Distributor.
Yeah.
The distributor. Just let your playmakers make plays. Both teams have them on both sides of the ball. Quarterbacks just put it in their hands and let them go.
Line drive kick, and that's not how you want to keep the momentum on your side, as That's booted out of bounds, and will give North Texas good field position on the 35.
Ball be placed at the 35-yard line, left hash. First down.
Yeah, one of the things, Matt's a little disappointing is Liberty hasn't really done anything in the special teams department. And then all of a sudden now we're kicking off and ball's at the 30 out of bounds, ball's at the 35. So it would be good to see Liberty start making some plays in special teams. That's the third phase of the game that can change the course of the game very easily.
You're right. It feels like they've kind of just been surviving on the special teams as opposed to making plays. As you take a look at that North Texas drive chart, last couple of possessions, Flames defense has held up well. Run goes up the middle. That's easily picking up a few on first down. You have to think, and you hear even coaches talk about from time to time, first quarter of a ball game, so much is kind of that feeling out process. Sure. You can watch the film as much as you want, but you don't know, the speed of the game, the speed of the guy you're matched up, all of that until you get out there. And so we kind of made our way through that. Now these teams trying to settle in. Throw on the run, incomplete is fine. Looking downfield, trying to find, I think that was Michael Lawrence there along the far side.
Yeah, Liberty's fortunate there. North Texas had a really good route concept. They have go, I call that a flood route. Flood, go on the outside, then flood the tight end, get the back into the flat, and he was able to, trying to hit that deep out and didn't put it on the target. Liberty got away with one right there.
So 3rd and 7. North Texas just 1 for 4 on 3rd down, converting so far today. Fine, stand in the pocket, down the middle of the field, tipped away and incomplete. That Liberty defense standing tall, and that was Brandon Tillman, the junior, making the play.
Nice play by Brandon Tillman. Being able to come across the face, knock that ball down, and hey, Liberty gets another 4th down here. North Texas having to punt the ball. There's opportunities knocking.
Punt just does get away. DJ Stubbs back to return it, calls for the fair catch, and makes it just inside the 25. So Liberty, the offense scores, the defense keeps the momentum on the side of the Flames, and now this defense starting to step up a bit, making some plays on their side of the ball.
Okay, Kevin, USAA Bank is here to help you stay on track. Budget's looking good. Fit for a fill-up? And green light some beef jerky, too. Thanks, Chief.
USAA Bank helps you stay a step ahead. Find help at every turn. Yeah! With USAA Bank.
Hey, aren't you Kirk Herbstreit? Oh, I get that all the time, but I do love game day.
Oh, love game day.
You're Desmond Howard.
I wish.
So, you doing any tailgating this weekend? Yeah. Man, we got everything you might need. Charcoal, grills, even generators. We'll get you ready for game day. Okay, you're the course seller.
Know your game day stuff with this 45-quart Rubbermaid cooler, now just $24.97. ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot.
The rain continues to fall here in Lynchburg. 14-7 North Texas leading the Flames. And check in with Pat Kelly, who, Pat, you're one of your keys coming in, and really the focus of who you were watching was this Liberty secondary. Seemed like they're making some adjustments here, especially on that last possession.
You know, it finally looks like they're settling in just a little bit. Those first couple drives, it looked like they did not belong on the field at all. So it's good to see that the secondary is starting to respond just a little bit. They're starting to get used to Mason Fine, his dropbacks. It also helps that this D-line is starting to make Mason Fine move off of his spot and make some pressured throws.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep an eye on that as we continue. Pat, we'll hear more from you at halftime, as well as the rest of the crew. And yeah, the defense doesn't have to be dominant. They've just got to do enough to keep you in the game. And boy, they've looked really good on the last few possessions. And now it's Liberty offense back on the field. See if they can continue what they had rolling on their last drive. Frankie Hickson in the backfield alongside Buckshot Calvert. They give it to him. Goes in, has some room to run, cuts it up, and picks up, looks like almost a first down on that carry there from Hickson. He's so good at just getting skinny and fitting through some space.
Yeah, Liberty likes this tight end wing formation. They've been running the ball at that, and they've been having success. And like you say, Hickson slips right through.
They go right back to him. Again, working the right side. This time, nowhere to go as he's wrapped up and taken down for no gain.
Yeah, once again, same formation, same style of run. They see something there.
Timeout, injured North Texas player. North Texas player injured.
So an injury on the field. That's Kyrie Muhammad, who had an interception earlier in the ball game. He's down on the field. Flames have lost running back Kentori Matthews. We don't know that he's going to return in this ball game, but he hasn't really been moving around much there on the sidelines since he left with a leg injury. But boy, has Frankie Hickson really stepped up in his absence. 39 yards on the ground thus far for Hickson, averaging just under 5 yards a carry. Good to see Muhammad bounce up there.
Yeah, Kyrie Muhammad is a good football player.
There you see, I look like maybe got stepped on or something there. Muhammad on that injury.
Yeah, he's a good player, Matt. Watch the film against Arkansas, and he did a good job batting down balls and making plays. He's done a really good. And obviously the play made tonight on the interception.
2nd and 9. Flames look to the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Staying in that tight end wing formation.
Up shot. Has to get rid of it. Thrown deep down the field towards Gandy Golden, and he overshot him. Looking for Gandy Golden.
Foul. Roughing the passes. Number 2. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And a penalty. That's going to go against Ladarius Hamilton.
Matt, the tight end was wide open right down the middle of the field. I'm shocked that Buckshot didn't see that and deliver. You can see him running right down the middle of the field. Oh, it was a touchdown.
Flames catching a break as it is with the roughing the passer penalty, so they're able to pick up a first down. Now the ball sits at midfield.
Jerome Jackson on that play would have hit his head on the goalpost.
Good tackle that time as Hickson nowhere to go. Brandon Garner getting back there. He's made a few plays tonight. So Liberty loses 2 on first down.
Take a look to see if North Texas brings pressure. Once again, they get a team behind the chains and start see guys come down the box and bring a lot of bodies. Here they come.
Albert stands in the pocket, now climbs, gets rid of it, hit as he threw, underthrown because of that, and Stubbs not quite able to come back and get it. Just held on a touch too long, and right as he delivered that football, took a shot.
Yeah, you can see Liberty actually protected it decently for a little bit, but they had 3 goes on. Surprised they didn't have a shallow crosser as a bailout there for Buckshot.
That's Taylor Robinson that got in there. And that'll bring up 3rd and 12 now for Liberty.
Looks like they're going to bring 3, maybe 4 here, and drop a bunch of guys into coverage and make Buckshot try to make a good throw.
Play clock at 3. Calvert has time, fires outside looking for Farrow, and that was well off the mark. And the Flames will have to punt it away.
And there's the problem with getting behind the chains. Put yourself in a 3rd and long, gives the defensive team all kinds of different looks they can give you, different blitzes they can give you, back out at you, come at you, and it makes it really difficult to convert those 3rd and long situations.
So Aiden Alva's out there to punt. Jalen Darden back deep to receive. Alvis has struggled a bit thus far tonight. High, end over end punt. Sailing well out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark this one.
I don't know if the ball's slipping out of his hands or what it may be, but that's 2 in a row that have not been very good punts for Liberty. And once again, we talk about the special teams. That's an area that Liberty needs to win in if they even want to give themselves a chance against a great team like North Texas.
Yeah, special teams coordinator Scott Downing talking with his punter there, trying to get on the same page. North Texas will get it on their own 32-yard line. So Mason Fine back out there. 2 wide receivers set. Handoff goes to Easley up the middle, and he picks up about 6. Well, this North Texas offense is run by Graham Harrell, their offensive coordinator. And if you're a college football fan, you know that name. A just stud of a quarterback at Texas Tech back in the day. In fact, 2008, led Texas Tech to number 2 in the nation, had a huge win over Texas. He was a Johnny Unitas Award winner, played a few years with the Packers in the NFL, and was really an up-and-coming coach in the industry. And you see this offense and the numbers they put up so far this year, and you can understand why.
I guess gunslingers try to find other gunslingers.
That's right.
And
You
Graham
want them
Harrell.
on your side. You don't want to have to
you don't
try
want
to
face
stop
them.
them. 3rd and 1 now. Another big 3rd down coming. Handoff up the middle. And it looks like Easley will get just enough. He was met by Tolan Avery, but just able to pick up the 1st down. Move the chains as the clock ticks under 4 minutes to go in the half.
Liberty actually played that pretty well. Hold the shoulder, upfield shoulder, come in there, explode, make good tackle. But those third and shorts aren't hard to convert.
This time the handoff going to DeAndre Torrey, and Juwan Wells is there to meet him.
Yeah, man, you can really see, like Pat had said in the studio there, you see Liberty's defense starting to really settle in and getting a feel for this game.
Well, you're going to need that defensive line to continue to produce, and that was something you and I were talking about coming into this game. Having played Army, you really didn't know what you had on the defensive line. You kind of throw out that Army game altogether because of the offense they run, and here comes some pressure, and down goes Fine. Jesse Lemonnier and Juwan Wells meet at the quarterback.
Lemonnier used speed right there. Speed, dip that shoulder down, get skinny, get lean. Get to the quarterback.
There's Lemonnier getting into the face of Fine, and those are 2 DNs that the Flames expect to wreak havoc this season, and you got a glimpse of it there. Brings up 3rd and long.
He really dipped that shoulder trying to get around the tackle. Get to the quarterback. That's a tenacity.
So 3rd and 16 to go. Flames trying to get the ball back before the half. Fine drops back, slinging it downfield. Jump ball tipped away, falls incomplete, and the Flames will get it back.
I'll tell you, Matt, you can really see Liberty's confidence growing on the defensive side of the football.
Bajor Wilson on the coverage as he's getting another look at the sack there, and then going up and challenging that pass.
Back to
Flames
back.
will get it back.
Great defensive plays.
Line drive punt will roll inside the 20 and back up right there at the 19. So Liberty will get the ball back. 2 minutes to go here in the half. They have a couple of timeouts and a chance to either cut into this lead or even tie it before the break. Who would have that after the first couple of possessions of this ball game?
Yeah, we saw where this thing was going early, but Liberty settled in. Let's see if Liberty can hit a big shot down the field, make some plays in the 2-minute drill. We're right at 2 minutes, and this is the time to run that drill and hopefully get some points on the board before halftime.
There you see the all-time touchdown passes in Liberty history. Buckshot Calvert with his last one moved into 3rd place all by himself. So a couple of guys here in this game rewriting their respective record books. Calvert slings it, has a man, and it couldn't be snagged by Damian King. Down around his knees, unable to bring it in.
Yeah, plays you got to make in order to keep the chains moving and be able to get points on the board. That's a 15, 20-yard out right there. Damian King needs to find a way to come up with that ball.
So instead of great start to this drive, an incomplete pass, and now 2nd and 10.
Safety down in the box. Could see pressure here.
Calvert through the hands of Farrow. Well, these receivers haven't helped Calvert out a lot in this ball game, to be honest. That's about the 5th drop we've seen, and it is raining. The rain's coming down, but I don't think those receivers are going to I don't think they're going to have a lot of excuses when they go back to the huddle or when they go back to the sideline for the coaching staff.
Yeah, there's something as a receiver, what you have to do is you have to catch the ball with your eyes. Catch the ball with your eyes. Look it in all the way.
So now 3rd and 10, and all of a sudden you start to think, boy, we may just be giving it back to North Texas. You know, if you're on that Liberty sideline, you're saying, hold on, we don't convert this. Mean Green are going to have an opportunity to put some points on the board before the half. Howard again to pass. Has time. Slings it out towards Gandy Golden, and that sails up over his head and out of bounds. And North Texas will get an opportunity to get the ball back. Plenty of time. 3 timeouts. And that drop on 1st down by Damian King proves to be a drive killer.
Yeah, that is a drive killer. But yet at the same time, punt protection. I wouldn't be surprised if North Texas tries to come after the punt right here. And Liberty needs to get a good punt off to try to flip the field position.
Jalen Darden is back deep, and as you've seen, Flames have struggled getting a good punt so far here tonight. That one high. Will bounce and be snagged there about the 40-41 of North Texas. So pretty good field position to start this drive for the Mean Green. Minute 32 to go for the half, and as we said, 3 timeouts. But that offense, plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. It's not like they need a whole lot of time to score as fast as they go anyway. So hopefully you can see Liberty's defense settle in here, make some plays, and get to the locker room. 14-7 at half.
4 wide receiver set. Fine, looking to throw. Gets hit as he let it go. Has a man caught by Darden, drugged down inside the 20. Jalen Darden got behind the defense, and Fine delivered a strike.
Yeah, really like Mason Fine's ability to stand in the pocket right here. Watch him as he takes a hit right as he lets it go, and he still delivers a strike all the way down the field. That's one of the things that makes him a great quarterback.
Now if you're North Texas, you don't need to hurry whatsoever. You're inside the 20. You have timeouts. At this point, take your time. Make sure you get on the same page and run the play you want. They feel like they can even run it as they hand it to Easley. Although he's stopped quickly by that Liberty D-line.
Liberty's D-line's doing a really good job stopping the run.
Timeout. North Texas. That's their first time out of the half. 1 minute
There's
timeout.
the first timeout from the Mean Green. 1:01 to go here in the half. This Liberty defense trying to hang on. And remember, North Texas will get the ball first in the second half as well. So that makes this drive all the more meaningful, as they're trying to go up by a couple of touchdowns and then get it back to start the second half and have a chance to really bury the Flames.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what North Texas tries to do here offensively. They ran that sluggo route, as Pat referred to. It's stick your foot in the ground on a little slant and go. Got a feeling they may try to take a shot up top to Uncle Rico.
Few Mean Green fans here tonight. Over 1,000 miles. I don't know the exact mileage, but it's always over 1,000 miles away for this trip. You want a kind of meaningless stat? 3 teams have ever traveled that far before. All 3 lost here at Williams Stadium playing the Flames. North Texas trying to break that curse. Mason Fine might be the guy to do it. He finds Darden. Make the first man miss, able to pick up some positive yardage. Brings up 3rd down and about 4.
See, those right there, Matt, are the difference makers in a game. The pocket was collapsing on Mason Fine, and instead of taking his eyes down to the rush, he kept his eyes up and was able to deliver the ball on the flat.
Big 3rd down for both sides. Fine, looking, slinging it out wide. Caught, turning the corner, diving for that pylon is Easley. He didn't quite get there. He will pick up the first down and puts North Texas in a great position at the 2-yard line.
Dumped it out in the flat. Easley turns upfield. Now it's going to get down to crunch time. 23 seconds left before the half. Some big downs for both teams. North Texas would like to take a big lead into the half, and Liberty needs a stop.
A couple of timeouts. North Texas has the opportunity to run the ball. They do so easily. Lost his footing and also ran into Solomon Ajayi.
Solomon Ajayi filled right there.
North Texas, That's their second timeout of the first half.
Little
1
brother
minute
of the
timeout.
Eagles running back. Would have hurt on a running back there as he took down easily in the hole.
Little brother made Big Brother proud.
That's right.
I bet Big Brother's watching right now.
Right. So 18 seconds to go in the half. Ball on the 3-yard line. Takes me into that booth there for North Texas, your Graham Harrell. You still have a timeout, so you could still run it.
Sure.
What are you thinking in a situation like this?
You know, they haven't been as successful in these last few drives running the football. So it'll be interesting. Sometimes you tell guys to hey guys, we got to step it up and we got to move these guys off the ball, and we got to prove that we can run the football. My gut tells me though that with this outstanding quarterback and these strong wide receivers, that they're going to take a shot at the end zone through the air.
Fine, not a great runner by design a lot, but also a guy that can scramble, and we saw it against Arkansas, find his way to the end zone in these situations as well if need be. Flames bringing some pressure. Here goes Fine. Got the edge, and he's in. So a design run to the near side for Mason Fine. It was blocked perfectly, and North Texas punches one in just before the break.
Like you said, Matt, that was blocked perfectly. Just a quarterback sweep. Seal it down, pull the guard, pull the tackle out, seal the edge, get to the corner of the end zone, put it out on the pylon, touchdown. That's good football by North Texas.
So exactly what the Mean Green were looking for here at the end of the half. A touchdown, and they'll get the ball right back to begin the second half.
7-game clock, 25 seconds.
Some extra time ran off the game clock, so they're going to get that sorted out as Cole Headland. Play clock, rather, is what they were adjusting. Cole Headland coming on for the extra point. Like that, 21-7, North Texas. Well, it's been a half. You feel like if you're the Flames, as the official, having some problems getting on the same page with the timekeeper there, but you feel like it's a half for the Liberty Flames where, boy, some chances you didn't cash in on, and you hope, they're hoping, they're not looking at the scoreboard here in another hour saying, man, we kind of let that one get out of hand.
Liberty has proved that they're capable of playing with this good North Texas team. You think about it. Interception in the red zone with an opportunity to score. That changes, okay? The defense has begun to step up and make some plays, put some pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, North Texas is still making plays, but it is clear that Liberty has the players, they have the athletes to be able to compete with them in this game. Now they just need to get a few turnovers, a few breaks to go their way, get a touchdown on the board, and turn this into a close game.
So 12 seconds to go in the half. We expect Liberty to field this kick and then just take a knee and get to the locker room and regroup, as the rain looks like it's picked up a little bit here over the last few minutes. The wind really whipping as well, which if you think about it, the potential of some more bad weather, you love being in front, right? You want to get that lead early, and then let the weather do what it does. Maybe makes play difficult.
Yeah, but out in front. On the flip side of that is the more rain comes down, the ball gets wetter. Breaks go Liberty's way, and they get a couple turnovers, a couple fumbles. That can bring the weather can also help bring it back into a game too.
So North Texas getting a line here for the kick. High and short. Fair catch called for and taken, so that will give the Flames the ball out at the 25, thanks to that new rule this season. 12 seconds to go.
Yeah, like you said, Matt, I think you're going to see Liberty take a knee, take this one to the house, and try to make some adjustments.
Fans that are sticking it out in this ball game are getting soaked.
It
is coming down right now, and
you know, man, as a fan, I really like to refer to that as competitive greatness.
Yeah,
right there. I mean, when you
from a few fans tonight.
I mean, when you're willing to hang out.
Frankie Hickson on the carry.
I mean, the Jerry Jokers, paint's probably running all over the place. They're looking disheveled, like looking like a girl's mascara who just her boyfriend just broke up with her.
On that note, we'll head to the break. Flames trail at 21-7. Stick with us. Rhett and the gang will have some analysis and highlights coming up at the half. North Texas in control at the break.
This is not a delivery. It's a deployment of dependability.
Excellent.
There you go.
Maytag, Maytag, Maytags. So get your big jobs ready, America, because Maytag Power is ready to get to work.
Maytag was named the #1 top-load agitator washer by a leading consumer magazine.
I'm a 5-year-old's excitement after the big win, and I just learned how to dab. And floss!
Hey, welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia. 21-7 currently the score. Bobby Bullock met up with Coach Turner Gill just moments ago.
All right, Coach, coming into this game, the biggest key was to slow down Mason Fine. Despite that last drive, how well do you think your defense has adjusted?
I think our defense is doing okay. It's just unfortunately giving them a short field. Offense, we're not taking care of the plays that we need to do as far as execution-wise. Kicking game, we're not doing very well.
All season, Coach, your team has shown that you're a second-half team. Still lots left to be played. What's your message to the guys going in the locker room?
Well, just keep playing, and we got to execute better. We got a great chance to win the game.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the game.
Talks a bit about execution, but really the kicking, the punting right now, that is putting Liberty's defense in a tough spot.
It absolutely is. Everybody forgets that special teams, or a lot of people like to forget, special teams is the third phase of the game. Punters, kickers, everybody can help the offense or defense out a lot, and we're not seeing that tonight on special teams. We're not seeing that from our punting game. I think the best punt was maybe 30 yards, and that's still allowed for Mason Fine to drive downfield and score.
That's also a consequence of the weather right now. Sometimes that's a little bit equalizing when you're playing one team that's a little bit better. They're not taking advantage of that for LU.
No. Talks about execution. What are those details, Pat, that they need to really kind of rough off the edges here, make it smooth edges, that's what I'm trying to get at, and kind of get down to the basics here.
Well, one of the things that the defense has adjusted to that they weren't doing early in the game was getting pressure on Mason Fine, making him move off of his spots. He's a guy that likes to make a pre-snap read and throw it to that guy quickly. Liberty has really started to see some success by forcing him off of that spot, making him look to his second and third receiver. And we've started to see the defense come around a little bit. That's really what they need to continue in the second half.
Kentori Matthews started this game, and he was looking solid. He's had a great couple games. Then he obviously goes down with a leg injury. Frankie Hickson comes in, and on 10 carries has 47 yards. He's really stepped up in a big way.
Oh, it's been huge because he's been able to eat up time clock his way and keep the ball away from North Texas's offense. But he's had some really big plays that advances the offense, and they've led to scores. And so I think the whole offense has really benefited from him.
Would you say time of possession has really been on his shoulders in the sense that, when the passing game was going there at moments, it seemed like they had one good drive with passing, but when Frankie gets the ball, at least they're keeping it out of the mean green hands.
Yeah, to TJ's point pregame, time of possession's big in this game, and Frankie Hickson has had to put a lot on his shoulders and his legs. He's carried the offense in some drives because the wide receivers are not making plays for Buckshot. He's not getting comfortable back there. His guys are dropping passes. Again, it's wet. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But again, Frankie Hickson, who can be a shifty back, is starting to power it through the middle, and we've seen a little bit of success there.
We'll break this down a bit more, but that hit on Buckshot Calvert, did that kind of give him some happy feet a little bit, not as comfortable in the pocket?
I think you see his feet he's drifting back in the pocket. He's not stepping into throws, and that's resulting in some of these underthrows, and it's making it tougher catches for the receivers.
Hey, much more to break down. Make sure you stay with us. The guys and myself will be back right after the break.
All right. Yeah.
Are you a college football fan? Come check us out. Show me college football. It's never been easier to watch ESPN3 games right here on Xfinity X1.
Introducing ESPN3 on Xfinity X1.
Hey, glad you're hanging out with us here on a Saturday night. You know, we're talking about fines all night long, and this guy is just money. But you know, you've had some quality quarterbacks in your day. You had Mike Brown, you had Josh Woodrum. This guy seems to be, though, at another level as a wide receiver in your past history with it, and you've played the game at a high level. How does he make life so easy for his receivers?
One of the things that you're seeing from Mason Fine is he's throwing a very catchable ball. All the receiver's having to do is run his route. He's not having to think about anything else. He is throwing the pass. It is essentially jumping right into the receiver's hands.
Right.
And that's when it's the easiest to catch the pass. You don't have to worry about jumping up above your head or making a diving catch. So he's throwing catchable balls where guys can use their hands and
I think a big thing, too, is he's keeping his wide receivers out of harm's way. Like, no guy has gotten owned in the slot or on the line. Like, there's been no big impact, really, off a received ball, a caught ball.
Right, you've had 6 receivers so far. He always spreads the ball around. He's done that all season, and he's continued to do that. He has about 150 yards passing right now, and he's on pace to get about his average, which is about 380. Well, he's a little bit below there, but he's the fourth best passer in the country right now, and we're seeing why right here.
Flames defense, you got to give them credit. Like, I really believe you do. They held the offense in there, gave them opportunities to even this game up, to even go ahead potentially, but it doesn't happen. But you still give their credit to the defense where the Flames were able to have multiple series where they shut down the Mean
Well,
Green.
they're still losing.
I know, but like still,
21 points.
I think this would be a much larger margin, though, if it wasn't for the defense.
Glimpses from this defense, especially from the defensive line, and putting a little bit of pressure on Fine. They got to keep that up. Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. And that's what's happened. They put some pressure on Fine, and he's getting rattled a little bit, but he's still being productive.
Yeah, DJ, to that point, great point to that. Mason Fine is still able to find those little outs. We saw in the package there, he's able to just stop, pop, and throw to one of his receivers. But the defensive line is starting to set a little bit of a tone up front, getting after it a little bit. After those first few drives, kind of nervous about where the defensive line was going to be for Liberty, what they were going to do. And especially to Pat's point in pregame, he thought it was going to be more on the secondary. It is, but that D-line is what's setting it up for the secondary. We saw a coverage sack in the second quarter there. So if the defensive line can continue to get some pressure, the offense might be able to gain that momentum back and start catching up.
But hold on, you're talking about getting punched in the mouth. I think that's what North Texas did in the sense that, the defense hold them in there, all of a sudden a huge play over the middle, and then boom, they run it in near side. That's a punch in the mouth to me. You think you're going to be in this game, and then all of a sudden they're up by two touchdowns, 2 possessions.
Again, like we said at the beginning of the game, it's important for the secondary to make plays, and thus far Liberty's done some, not enough.
Once again, score here 21-7. Much more to come. Stay with us.
Rated M for mature.
Approaching the drop zone.
Play new content first on PS4.
Well, obviously some interesting statistics as we look throughout this game. We'll take a look now at the stat line. And, boy, 75 yards on the ground. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised we talk about them airing it out so much. You guys agree with me?
I guess if you're looking at the average, you may be surprised. But, look, you got to have a balanced offense. And North Texas coaching has showed that they can really adjust based on who they're playing.
I don't know that I'd say I'm surprised at all. Last week, Liberty gave up 400-plus yards on the ground. Why should we be surprised that they're running the ball down Liberty's throat?
That's a valid point. Hey, let's go back to that ODU Virginia Tech game real quick. I know Matt's just itching to talk about this thing. He's just pumped up. He's got the itch of the sweats. Man, how surprised are you, Liberty playing ODU just a couple weeks back, beating them? Man.
I was shocked that night that Liberty brought it out and punched ODU in the mouth. Virginia Tech dropping one at ODU is even more of a surprise with them being 13th in the country. North Texas goes to ODU later this fall. It'll be interesting then.
ODU had 630 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Gotta
Crazy.
love Saturday nights. You gotta love Matt Warner and Joe Yock. They'll be back in just a sec.
What's inside? Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
The Dickies Flex Series is built for performance with superior comfort and advanced mobility, all backed by the unconditional satisfaction guarantee. Dickies Flex, engineered to move. Learn more at dickies.com.
Ready to start the second half of play. North Texas leading Liberty 21-7. The Mean Green will get the ball first to start half number 2 and see if they can't stretch that advantage a bit here in Lynchburg. A soggy Lynchburg as the rain continues to come down. Just a moment ago, our Bobby Bolig, braving the weather, caught up with Seth Luttrell.
All right, Coach, got to start with that last drive by Mason Fine, giving you guys that 2-score advantage. How do you build on that momentum coming into the half?
Well, we talk about dominating the 8. Finished off the first 4 minutes of the half. Our defense had a great stop, got the ball back, and made some big plays there at the end to put us up 21 or 14. And you know, we got to do the same thing coming out. We got to make sure we get the ball first. We got to come out. We got to score points, and our defense has to start stepping up and continue to make plays. We got to do it all in 3 phases for the second half.
Now, LU has shown that they're a second half team. They know how to score points in the second half. How do you slow down Buckshot?
We just got to do our job. The biggest thing is just making sure everybody is a great teammate. We play well together, and again, do your job, make routine plays.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck second half, guys.
Thank you, Bobby. Out there just fighting off the rain and the wind, and it is whipping around down there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Matt, nobody's ever questioned Bobby's toughness. That's for sure. It's pouring rain on her, and she's got a whole stack of those Kentucky Derby, those big hats they wear at the Derby.
Yeah,
right? No, those are for the Derby only. She's not wearing that to protect her head. She's out there competing in the rain and making it happen. Good job, Bobby.
She's got the right mindset. She's a playmaker.
Mentally tough.
So the second half about to get underway here. She mentioned it, though. Liberty has been a second half team this season. In fact, Liberty on the year, including tonight, has only scored 21 first half points. They have scored 52 second half points in the first 2 ball games. So, yeah, they're down a couple of scores right now. And they're about to give the ball back to a very dangerous offense, but they have seen the click in the second half of ball games so far this season. So something to keep an eye on, certainly, as we move forward. The kick is away, and it'll be taken down near the goal line, and they're going to bring it out. Turn up just past the 20, and trip down there, as that's where North Texas will take the ball after that DeAndre Torrey return.
Yeah, real important for Liberty to get a stop on defense coming out after the half, especially after North Texas scores a touchdown right before half. So this is a pretty critical defensive stop for Liberty.
There you look at Fine's numbers. 157 yards, a couple of scores. Below his season average. They're on track to be below it, which tells you about just how successful he's been this year. They hand it to Easley to start things off. He has been effective on the ground thus far. Flames spin him down, but not before he picks up 6 or 7. Easley having the best game of his North Texas career, which it's been a short one. The transfer from Stephen F. Austin has now gone up and over 75 yards on the ground.
You're talking to Aaron Stem. Munese Mosa? Is that how you say that name?
No, but it's not.
It's not?
Manasseh,
I'm trying.
Manasseh Mosa.
Manasseh
Mose. There you go.
And talking with Coach Stam, who had recruited him out of high school, he said that he was the best high school pulling guard that he's ever seen. And I've seen him tonight make some destructive blocks as a pulling guard.
Yeah, Manasseh Mose there at right guard. Sosiah Mose at center, his older brother. So you got a couple of brothers there out of Euless, Texas. They're next to each other on that offensive line, and they're really excited about how good they can be. Right now they're excited about the running game. Easley has really shouldered the load here on this first drive of the second half, and he's approaching 100 yards on the night.
Yeah, North Texas making a statement of their own, trying to come out and establish a run, start the second half.
2nd and 3. As Easley now is at an even 100 yards so far this evening. 3 wide receiver set. Fine going to give it to his running back. Patient, cuts it up, and is going to be close to another first down.
That's good defense by Liberty right there. The problem is you give up 7 yards on first down, and now they're either got the first down here or they're in a 3rd and short. If you can win on first down, it gives you a much better opportunity as a defense, even though that was a really good play by Liberty's defense.
So it looks like they're going to measure this one.
That rain is coming down.
It is, and I asked Turner Gill this week, how much does, the rain was in the forecast, as they do just pick up the first down. So, rain's in the forecast, how much does that affect you offensively? And he said, it doesn't really affect you that much. He's more worried about wind. Well, you look up at the flags, they're whipping pretty good right now, too, so he's got a mixture of both that his team and both sides really are having to deal with here this evening.
Yeah, you really want to have that wind from my old CFL days on the prairies. You really want to have that wind in the 4th quarter. That's the longest quarter that has the most amount of possessions.
You also want a rouge, right?
You need a rouge.
You need a rouge. Yeah. Fine. Gonna sling it. Looking downfield. Has a man. Almost snagged. Couldn't quite hang on to it on the sideline. And that was Rico Bussey Jr. That would have been a tough catch there along the sideline. Just not quite able to haul it in.
I mean, he was clearly out of bounds, but he still caught the ball. What a catch. What a throw.
Bussey with his 5th touchdown of the season already earlier tonight.
Here you see it. I mean, he's still, that's talent.
Just ran out of real estate. DeAndre Torrey in the backfield this time. They give it to him, running to his right, cutting it up. Juwan Wells grabbing hold of him and riding him down for a gain of 4 or 5 on 2nd down.
Yeah, you start putting your finger on a certain play in the game right now. This could potentially be one of them. Liberty has North Texas in roughly a 3rd and 7. This would be a big stop for them to get right now and be able to get the football back.
Well, those that have remained here for the 2nd half trying to get behind this Liberty defense.
What do they say, Matt? Those who remain will become champions.
They're hoping so. They're getting soaked right now. 3rd, and they're calling it 6. Fine. Delivers a strike. Good hit. Ball comes free. Rolls out of bounds. It was not recovered. Or was it? The official starts to point Liberty's way. Now hesitates. And now points the other direction. Boy, he got a whole lot of folks wearing red fired up there for about 5 seconds. I didn't think that ball was possessed.
Fumble forward out of bounds. Brought back to the spot of the fumble.
No, it's going to be short of the first down anyway. But we'll get another look at it. It didn't look like it was possessed before it went out of bounds, but here's a look.
Oh, I like the tackle. Oh, how do you like that tackle right there? Get your hat across. Tackle down through the man.
Well, that's Jeremy Peters, and he's a defensive back who's shown time and time again he doesn't mind coming down and delivering a blow.
That's how you spark a football team. That is a good fundamental form tackle, knocking the ball out. Those are the plays that Liberty needs to get themselves back in the game.
Alvin Kinworthy in to punt it away. DJ Farrell back to return. Spiraling kick. Farrell looking up into that rain. Boy, had a guy come right in front of him. Is able to bobble it and then secure it before taking a little shot there at the end. Now, we haven't really talked about the crazy punt return that North Texas had, a week ago. Keegan Brewer had that miraculous play a week ago that worked so well. DJ Farrell just happy to hang on to the football. Flames get it back, trailing by 14.
I want to take on the world's toughest hackers. And this is where it's done. So, what do you think?
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Well, wherever you're watching the game, probably a little more comfortable than those folks out there right now, just getting beaten down by that wind and rain here this evening. Liberty gets the football back. They'll begin this drive their own 15. Frankie Hickson taking that carry to the left, trying to cut it up. Nice gain on first down. It'll get you about 5. Buckshot Calvert tonight, just 9 of 24 throwing the football. So you get a look at his targets there. Nobody really having a big night. And there's been a number of drops as well, which have certainly played into that.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can get, every pass gets caught, those numbers get a lot better.
Calvert again, handing off. Hickson looking for some running room. Short pickup, and it'll bring up 3rd and 3, maybe a long 2.
You know, you go back to those drops, Matt. You look at the one critical one that Buckshot threw on a first down, a deep out to Damian King that he wasn't able to pull in, and it ended up being a 3 and out, and then North Texas goes down and scores. So, yeah, those are the plays they need to make.
Calvert looking for King, able to hang on to it this time, and scamper for a few extra as he gets to the 35.
There you go, Damian. Make up for those drops by making plays. That's what you do. You turn the page, you have a drop earlier in the game that cost your team, but you come back, you turn the page, and you start making plays. That's how you make up for it.
Flames have now converted on 5 of 10 third down opportunities in this ball game. Calvert looking to the sideline. They give it to Hickson, picking his way for maybe 1 before he's taken down.
Frankie's done a good job running the football. You look at that stretch a few plays ago that he's able to use speed to get it to the outside, then he uses power to turn it up and lower his shoulder. He's having a good game.
Flames snap it quick. Hickson will sprint to the near side, lunging forward, and he's close to a first down. And they're going to give it to him. One official is signaling now. Yep, the referee
First
will
down. First down.
be in agreement as well as the Flames able to move the chains.
The player's going to have to leave the field due to light. Both teams go to the locker room due to light.
Wow.
Clear the
Okay,
field.
well.
Clear the field due to light.
Lightning apparently in the area, and just like that, everybody is told to get off the field. You can see even some frustration there from Flames players on the offensive side. Upset that they kind of felt like they were rolling, but obviously, you know, safety has to come first, and the officials were told there was lightning in the area. And everybody has to head to the locker room. The fans here, now we'll see what they do with them. They made them all go back to their cars during the pregame. We'll see if they're forced to leave the stadium as well, and just how long of a delay we're in for here in Lynchburg as the rain continues to come down. So we'll try to get some information, sort this out. In the meantime, we will take a break here as North Texas leads Liberty 21-7. Flames driving with 9:50 to go in the third quarter.
Rain and lightning starting to subside ever so slightly. Score is 21-7 in favor of North Texas. Back here with the guys, and let's kind of take a trip down memory lane here. This game feels like it's lasted forever, to be honest, already. But, you know, North Texas started off really hot and heavy offensively in this game.
Yeah, we saw North Texas Fine came out here and did what he does. He came out and threw the ball around. We saw some missed tackles early by Espinoza there. Our defense wasn't settled in yet. We saw the defense start to get a little settled in. We see another pass by Fine deep. You can't let those guys get behind him, and Liberty did early in the game. Saw some adjustments by Liberty offensively and defensively, climbed back into it, and we see that's why we got the score 21-7 now. But Fine can do a little bit of everything, run when he has to, and definitely throws the ball.
He's a really special player, and we're seeing why. And even when you think you have him contained and you hit him in the mouth, he still comes back. And he's so accurate as well. He's able to make plays.
DJ, what's the conditions like? Like when you're an athlete and you're all hyped up, you're ready to go, you're right in the thick of it, and then all of a sudden lightning delay, you're in and out, you're sitting in the locker room for about 50 minutes. What's that do to you?
Well, it's really hard mentally because you get so hyped up for these games, and then you have to stop.
You sound hyped up right
now. You stop and start, and that's really difficult. We're talking about teenagers here who are getting excited and emotionally up for these games, and then you have these delays for so long, it's really hard to get back. And plus, a lot of your skill positions, your wide receivers, running backs, their legs are going to get tight, so you got to warm up yet again. So it is quite a big challenge to come and get yourself ready to go again.
We're going to touch now with Matt Warner and Joe Yock. Joe, you got any rain dances that can send the stuff away? I figure if anybody would, you would.
Yeah, we can do it. We can jump around and make something happen. Get this stuff out of here.
That a boy, Joe.
I don't know about the players, but I know we enjoyed some cookies, chicken fingers up here in the booth. I had to stretch out a little bit as well to get loose again. But yeah, tough conditions, certainly. Yeah, I'll send you guys some cookies over there. Tough conditions, certainly, Joe. A few folks that managed to stay around, and you walk back out there, you're in the middle of a drive if you're this Liberty offense, and you got to find a way to get right back into a rhythm, flip the switch, and hopefully pick back up where you left off when this lightning struck here, how long? About an hour ago.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is when you find out one of these two teams is going to have sustained, there's mental toughness, and then there's sustained mental toughness. Who has the sustained mental toughness?
Well, so far so good for the Flames, as that's Frankie Hickson turning the corner and has a nice pickup there on first down. Yeah, coaches preach so much, be mentally tough, be mentally tough. Yeah. These are those moments, because you never go through situations like this. That's right. You got to find a way to stay focused. First down run for the Flames. In North Texas territory, low snap, Buckshot just dives on it, and they're going to lose 10. So you have a great play to start things, and just like that, poor snap, and it sets you back.
Yeah, the choppy play tonight a little bit by Liberty's offense. The self-inflicted wounds like that, a bad snap. You have a great run by Frankie Hickson, start things off well, and then you had to turn around and have that kind of play for Liberty. That's what you really need to avoid.
So second 19 now, just under 9 to go here in the third quarter. That snap also offline. Calvert climbing in the pocket, gonna send it deep, looking for Damian King. One man back there, that's gonna draw a flag. One-on-one coverage down the field. And that was Kyrie Muhammad, who had an interception earlier tonight, battling with Damian King.
Pass interference, defense, number 4, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So a break for the Flames there, as they had been set back on their first down play, and instead, thanks to the penalty, first down now as they move a little bit deeper into North Texas territory.
Yeah, that's a easy call for the referee. Started out with a good old-fashioned MMA armbar on that one.
So first and 10 from the 39 now. The last 2 snaps have not been great. Make it 3 in a row as Calvert somehow snags it. Now fires back shoulder throw. Stubbs makes the catch. A hat comes down from an official on the near side, and now a flag as well. I think Stubbs may have stepped out of bounds before making that grab. We'll see what the officials have to say as they get together to talk it over.
Yeah, that hat comes off. That's a pretty good indicator of what you just said, Matt.
So they'll sort it out. It looked like when Stubbs tried to plant and cut back inside to adjust to the football, that right foot may have stepped out of bounds.
There's no foul on the play. The receiver was forced out by the defender. Catch, first down.
Well, there you go. Yep. So works out well for the Flames in the end. And suddenly they're in the red zone. And the offense doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear after that delay, except for the snaps. Thomas Sargent has got to clean it up. They have been shaky to say the least here, the last 3 snaps to Buckshot Calvin.
Yeah, but good job by Buckshot being able to handle the last 2 snaps. And then we talked about earlier trying to throw the ball to the back shoulder. You see all the DJ Stubbs there. He threw it to the back shoulder. He'll come back and make a play.
And again, wide snap. They hand it off. Hickson leaps over one of his linemen and meets a couple of mean green defenders and is quickly taken down. Liasi Tauralo in on that tackle.
Good with that name.
I've been waiting all night. I had that whole delay to practice, so I should have been ready.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I tried, I just butchered it. I mean, you were quick to tell me, too.
Yeah, well,
no, that's all right.
Try to shoot you straight. Second and 11 now for Liberty. That snap better. Calvert passing behind the receiver and nearly picked off.
BJ had a little separation on that play. He was able to get a little separation on the slant, and Buckshot just led him behind a tad. If he puts that out in front of him, they may have a chance to make a touchdown right there.
Yeah, Kemon Hall on the coverage. Kid that already has 3 interceptions on the season. So big third down now, 3rd and 11 for Liberty.
Real interested to see what North Texas does here. If they want to bring pressure like they like to do, or if they'll drop them back and just bring the 3.
Flames looking to the sideline. 8 on the play clock. Calver going to roll out. Fires, has a receiver, and drops right in the chest of Damian King, and he couldn't catch it. Second big drop of the night for King.
It's becoming a little bit of storyline here for Liberty tonight with a lot of drop balls. Buckshot's numbers could be a lot better, and this could have been a great 3rd down conversion if Damian was able to pull the ball in. But yet at the same time, like we always talked before, you have to turn the page and look for that great play down on the next series.
So now Aaron Piart comes in. This is just his 2nd field goal attempt of the season, of his career as a Flame. 32-yarder. Longest one he's made this year has been from 20 yards. That didn't have a chance. So the Liberty offense, for the 2nd time tonight, has moved the ball into the red zone and come up empty.
Yeah, that's a tough kick right there. Ball's wet and hard to get down, but yet at the same time, you got to find a way to overemphasize your kicking motion, put that ball on the ground, get it up through the uprights, give yourself a chance. But Liberty's defense, time for them to step back up. They've been doing it here before. Let's start doing it again.
Liberty actually has more total yards on the night than does North Texas. Green leading on the scoreboard. Hand off, good tackle made there by Solomon Ajayi as he's able to take down Easley. Easley has about 110 yards on the ground tonight.
Yeah, Easley's running hard tonight. Got a great kick-out block from the tight end, and Easley punched it up through the hole. Well-designed play.
Give it to him again. Again, run to the left side. He's got some room to run. Big pickup for Easley as you're seeing this running game, which had really been not good. I had to put it nicely. It had not been good at all for North Texas this season, but it seems they found their man here tonight as Lauren Easley is breaking off some chunks of yardage.
You know, what you're seeing by North Texas offensive line is great footwork. They're able to slide their feet and get to the outside shoulders of Liberty defenders and get the edge on them, which opens up those wide gaps.
Another handoff. This one goes up the middle. Nice pick up there for DeAndre Torrey. Well, listen, after all these delays, after all the rain, the folks that have stuck around are pretty tough. One of those being our own Bobby Bowling. Bobby, where you at?
Yeah, let's talk about some mental toughness. Not only me, but we've got some fans that have stayed the whole entire game. Guys, these are some committed fans. So while you guys are up in the booth enjoying your warm up, we're out here being tough, guys.
Yeah, Bobby, I think you need to get out of there.
I know.
Have you seen those guys behind you? Yeah.
I know. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go, LU.
Yeah, I think you need to get out of there.
I think so.
Jeez, Matt, the one guy with the red all over his face, the beard, he looked like the Undertaker after a hard-fought battle.
Well, this Flames defense is having a battle of its own right now, and it's not going so great as the running game of North Texas is eating them alive. There's Easley picking up another big chunk of yardage. He gets 14 or 15, and we talk so much about Mason Fine. He hasn't even had to put the ball in the air on this drive.
Yeah, North Texas decided in the locker room after this rain delays, here's who we're going to be. And we are going to come out of a rain delay, and we're going to get in this wet, cold weather, and we're going to run the football. And they're doing it successfully.
North Texas averages just shy of 6 yards per carry, and that's going up easily. Walks into the end zone untouched.
Yeah, you got to give North Texas credit right there. They ran the ball effectively the whole way down the field. Like you said, Matt, they didn't even bother to use Mason Fine's arm. They took it easily all the way in the end zone. Liberty's defense really needs to step up and show a little bit more toughness.
That's the kind of drive that's just a gut punch to a defense, and where it's just basically the offense imposing its will, and nothing fancy about that. Just here it comes. See if you can stop it. So North Texas punches it in. They miss the extra point. So Headland unable to connect there. First time he's missed an extra point this season. But North Texas pushes their lead out to 20.
It's going to be interesting to see how Liberty's offense responds right now.
Well, they've done some good things.
Absolutely.
And yet, I mean, you look at the stats as you take a look at the scoring drive there. 6 plays, all runs. They go 80 yards. You look at the stats, Buckshot Coward 11 of 28. That's not good. You think about all the drops, though, certainly that's played a factor. Running the football, they've done some good things. Frankie Hickson, 75 yards on the ground. But you look at those stats and you'll say, man, offense hasn't played great, and yet they put themselves in position to put some more points on the board. They just haven't been able to cash in once they've gotten in the red zone.
Right. Yeah, red zone effectiveness is extremely important in the game of football, and throwing the interception early, missing the field goal there. Let's see if they can get better in the red zone with better moving the ball here, because like you said, I think Frankie Hickson's having a real good game.
Short kick, Damian King takes it, got some room to run, look out. King across the 40 up to nearly the 45.
There's that positive special teams play. We talked earlier about how Liberty's special teams has just been not bad, not good, but you got to do something to make a play in that area of the game, and to see Damian King take that ball out to the 45 is good for Liberty's special teams.
On the season, Liberty has scored 4 out of 5 red zone trips. That was coming in. Just 1 of 3 in the red zone here tonight. So a key stat that hasn't gone the Flames' way. They'll try to see if they can get something going here as we get to late in the third quarter. Nixon. Well, he's had a breakout game. He had not done a lot. He had 25 rushing yards on the season coming into tonight, and he's up over 80 yards on the evening now after that run.
You know what Frankie's done a really good job of? He's done 2 things. He's shown speed. He's had a couple plays to the outside where he's needed to give a burst, and then he's shown strength and toughness by putting his foot in the ground, turning the ball up the field, and making contact with the defender.
Give it to him again. This time, nowhere to go. Drops for no gain, and it'll bring up 35. Extracurricular activity after that play. The officials break it up.
Yeah, this is a point in the game right now, Matt, where you can almost consider it 4 down territory once you get to that 50-yard line like they are.
Well, with that in mind, you may think about running it here if that is the case. Flames look to the sideline. The play signaled in. Play clock at 5. Buckshot looking to throw. Gets Gandy Golden. He'll fall forward. Just does get enough for the first down. And, you know, how many times do we see a receiver run a route just shy of the sticks? And you say, boy, if you're going to run it, why don't you get to the marker? Gandy Golden got just beyond the marker there, and it paid off.
The thing I really liked about Gandy Golden right there is he caught the ball away from his body with his hands in this wet weather. That's a difficult catch to make in the situation.
Handoff, Hickson, cutting it up, breaking a tackle. Now fighting for extra yardage, picks up 5 on first down.
Matt, that was an outstanding run by Frankie Hickson. He really stretched it and was patient, waited for the overflow of the defense, stuck his foot in the ground and cut back to daylight. That's a really, really nice run by Frankie.
For the first time tonight now, we're seeing Peyton Pickett come in there. A little surprised. Pickett, and run for almost 7.5 yards per carry, couple of touchdowns. He's had a really good year in the first 2 games. And with Kentori Matthews out with an injury, we thought we might see a lot more of Peyton tonight. We haven't. This is his first time out there, at least that we've noticed in this ball game.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, as you were saying, you're surprised you hadn't seen him. It's good to see him out there.
They're going to give him the ball, coming near side, turning the corner, has blocking, but a flag comes in, and it's probably coming back.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Number 68, offense, 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's the sophomore Tristan Schultz.
Second down.
Oh, those are drive killers for Liberty. Let's take a look. Yeah.
And you know, it really proves the point that all it takes is one play to kill a drive, right? Whether it's a drop, which we've seen a couple of big drops here tonight, or a penalty. It doesn't take much to get you set back, get a drive set back, and that can be the difference.
Absolutely.
In a drive stalling, or you end up, turning it into points.
And once again, North Texas gets them in a long situation.
2nd and 15, Buckshot drops it in. DJ Stubbs sheds the first tackler. Maybe gets an extra yard after that, as he picks up some much needed yardage and brings up 3rd and manageable now.
Matt, I really like this DJ Stubbs kid. He seems like, undersized, Mighty Mouse type of mentality, but he's tough.
And he really seems to adjust well to the ball.
Yeah,
we've seen some that haven't been great passes, but he's adjusted and been able to make a play.
His body control.
3rd and 6 now for the Flames. Now I think you're definitely in 4-down territory. Under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
North Texas in 3-3 stack. Looks like they're going to bring pressure.
Here it comes. Flames gave Buckshot time initially, and that's what you can't do in that situation, which is take a sack.
Yeah, well disguised by North Texas right there. They start in a 3-3 stack look with 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers stacked behind them, come off the edge and then bring a 6-man pressure. And we have a free runner, as they say, coming right up the middle.
Yeah, Jamie King got in there for the sack, his 2nd of the season. Kid that started his career as a quarterback at Grambling State. Hard to believe looking at him out there on the defensive side of the ball, but that changes everything on the drive, and now the Flames force a punt. And that gets away from Aiden Alvis. Gathers it in, tries to get it off, somehow boots it forward. A rough night gets a little worse for Mr. Alvis.
Aiden's had some tough sledding tonight.
Looked like the snap a little high, but certainly catchable for Alvis, and just slipped right through the hands.
To his credit, he was able to at least get the ball off his foot and get it downfield a little bit. That could have been disastrous. It could have been a fumble and a touchdown.
So under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, and you kind of get the feeling this could be one of those nail in the coffin kind of drives if North Texas is able to score here. The handoff coming near side. Defense waiting for him. Jawan Wells wrapping up DeAndre Torrey for a loss.
Yeah, man, this is when Liberty comes over to the sidelines after that drive that basically went, North Texas ran it down their throats without even being touched. And your coach Robert Wimberly looks at him and says, hey guys, this is gut check time. Because now we're going to find out, are we going to play this game? Are we going to compete? Are we going to get after it? Are we just going to roll over and die?
2nd and 10. Again. Nope, Vine pulls it out. He's looking to throw now, rolling to his right. Being chased, pressure comes, and he just throws it away.
Good discipline by Liberty's secondary right there. Looked like they definitely were going to run the ball, and had a couple guys release on a pass route, and Liberty's secondary picked them up and covered it great.
So 3rd and 11. This will likely be the final play of the 3rd quarter, and it's one that this Liberty defense has to find a way to get the job done here and keep themselves in the ball game.
Sure, this is an important stop for Liberty to make them punt or get a turnover, make something positive happen here on 3rd down.
Ryan looking to pass. Slings it and connects with his receiver and has the 1st down.
That was a fantastic throw. It's a 20-yard dig route.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Greg White on target. One of the best throws of the night, and it was a big one, and we'll have North Texas set up in a great spot as we head to the 4th quarter. And because of the delay that we had tonight, the officials and the teams have agreed to not take any TV timeouts. Basically just gonna hurry through, keep on moving, and keep it right here. So let's check in with the guys in the studio as the teams move to the other end of the field. Guys, you kind of feel like this has the potential to be a game stealer, don't you? If North Texas is able to cash in here.
Yeah, most definitely. You have to think that drive, especially that pass right there, rocking over in the middle, and Liberty had an offensive opportunity. It looked like they were, running down the field and punching in, getting some passes. But once again, it seems to be the story tonight that, offensive chances go awry.
Yeah, stop me if you've heard this before, but there's another drop and another drop. Yeah. And we do attribute a lot of this to the weather, which is tough, but you can't get into the red zone and not come away with points, especially when this game is still within reach. You kind of get the sense now that the defenses, they're struggling. We're starting to really kind of bleed some yardage.
Yeah, Rhett, we talked about earlier Mason Fine being able to set up his receivers in good positions to make plays, not really letting them hanging them out to dry. Buckshot's done the same thing.
Yeah, that was a nice pass right there that just got booted.
To Pat's point, these guys are not helping him out. Special teams tonight for Liberty. Awful.
Right.
Some of the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah,
worst I've ever seen.
Right. North Texas, though, great job by them in the sense that every time Liberty seems to, let an opportunity just go awry, like I said, they're replying.
Well, that first series came out was very impressive by North Texas. You had 6 runs, 6 plays, all runs, 80 yards right down the field. DeAndre Torrey and Lauren Early scored a touchdown there. By the way, Easley has 150 yards rushing. So a very impressive day when we thought that they were just going to sling it around. They have had a very balanced offense.
Well, hey, no commercials just means more Joe Yock. What could anybody else want?
That's good. What's wrong with that? We're seeing more Lauren Easley as well, as he just took another handoff. And now is inside the 5-yard line as his big night continues. 175 yards on the ground from Lauren Easley tonight, who has really just put this running game on his shoulders and delivered. 7 yards a carry is his average here this evening.
Hey, man, let me give you a tip here. They're going to run the ball.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Easley has it, fighting for an extra yard. Held up and dropped there at about 3.
It'll be interesting to see right here, down on the goal line inside the 2-1-yard line. They say now push back to the 3. Will Liberty have a little, as you like to say, intestinal fortitude to be able to make a stop right here?
Well, if you're North Texas, you're in no hurry. Let this clock continue to run, and we'll see now if they continue to try to punch it in. The run game is so effective here since the rain delay we went through, lightning delay here a little bit ago.
Expect a wide side run.
And there he is again, Easley taking it in. His second touchdown of the night in North Texas. It would appear as all but locked this one up, as they have kind of put the hammer down here in the second half of this ball game.
There's no flag on the play. Touchdown.
So you think about North Texas, and you think about how good their offense has been, how good their passing offense has been, and you think about what they appear to have discovered in Lauren Easley the last couple of weeks, and suddenly the weakness of their team, which it appeared to be had been the running game, now you start to think, boy, we could have a pretty balanced offense here, and what was a good offense already has the potential to be even better moving forward.
Yeah, can you imagine if they really get that running game cranking?
All right, check this out here. Rico Bussey Jr. coming in, taking the direct snap. And Juwan Wells says, I've seen enough of that. He just body slams him. Big Juan found no humor in that little gadget play.
Yeah. Big Juan's still competing. You have to respect that.
Oh, and he may, look at that. You know what? Did you see that? I don't like that.
I missed that. What happened?
The official, you could see him saying to Juwan, what did you say, and pull this flag out and like showing it to him, like say it again. Just let the kid walk off the field.
That's exactly right.
Fortunately, cooler heads prevail there as you get a look at, here's another look at it. Yeah, I don't like that. As it is, North Texas starting to pull away. And if you're at this point in your Liberty, you start kind of saying, all right, what can we do positively here in the last 13:34 to find something to feel good about as we head out of this game? And if you're North Texas at this point, you're just ready to keep everybody healthy, keep that clock moving, and load up the plane and head on back to Denver.
That's right. That's right. But yet at the same time, just like you said, Matt, now you find out what guys really want to be here, what guys really want to compete. You're going to see offensively, keep giving the ball to Frankie Hicks, and he showed that he's willing to compete. So we really find out about what Liberty's all about right now. There's 50 people in the stands, and they're not really sure if they want to be here. So let's find out what they can do.
Damian King taking the return and wrapped up and dropped it. Got the 11-yard line. Take a look at our game summary here tonight. Boy, Lauren Easley has really been a big part of the story. The 177 yards on the ground, a couple of scores. Fine. Part of it, the weather certainly hasn't been great for throwing the ball around the yard. And credit a little bit of that to the Flames defensive line. They got some pressure on him as well in the first half. As we take a look at some of the highlights for Lauren Easley tonight. They created some running lanes for him and some tough running as well.
Yeah, good back, hits his shoulder squares, stays low to the ground, uses spin to explosiveness through the hole, has a nice burst to him, good vision. That was pretty easy right there. But you look at, looking at those stats, Matt, 177 yards rushing for Easley and 177 yards passing for Fine. That's what they refer to as a balanced attack.
It sure is. Buckshot Calvert. He may need to get rebalanced after taking that hit, as he's been sacked a couple of times here last couple of drives. And that was something, again, this North Texas defense, 11 sacks coming into the ball game. They get after the quarterback. They now have 3 sacks here tonight. They come at you. They're aggressive.
Yeah, what they do really well is they mix it up well. They get into different fronts and they show some different blitz packages. They like to slant their front and twist off of those slants and whatnot. So they do some good things defensively in mixing it up, which can give you some problems.
Third down, and you hear coach on the sideline there screaming timeout, timeout. The Flames are going to take one here.
First time out of the second half.
As they face a third and long, want to try to get on the same page. And so Buckshot Calvert will head to the sideline to talk a little bit about it. Well, listen, what's on the line for North Texas? All they're trying to do is go 4-0 for the first time since 1966. So it's been a while.
Even I wasn't born.
I think they were in the Missouri Valley Conference, I think, back then in '66. So it's been a little while. And you read up on this team and kind of what they have going forward. Some of their toughest competition the rest of the way is at home. And there are folks that say, they're probably going to be favored in every game the rest of this season. So they have the chance to do something special this year.
Right.
And you wondered, after that big emotional win, going on the road beating Arkansas, boy, would they let down? Would they just be an emotional letdown? Haven't seen that tonight. And a credit to Coach Luttrell and the way he got his guys ready to go.
Yeah, I believe they did receive some top 25 votes.
They did, yeah.
They, like you said, they could be favored every game, so don't think they're not thinking about that undefeated season.
3rd and 10, Calvert slings it, short hops his intended target. That was Stubbs he was trying to fit it into there, and Flames will bring on the punting unit.
I just hope, Matt, they don't do the crown themselves the national champions.
Yeah, don't pull the UCF.
The UCF thing. We go undefeated.
Yeah.
We're the national champs.
They've got a ways to go before they have to get sized for rings and
that's right.
playing the parade route and all of that. But certainly off to a great year, and you can see why they're going to be a handful in Conference USA. Aiden Alvis trying to, oh boy. He hit a pitching wedge there, about 15 yards.
I think that was a 60-degree lob. Yeah, Aiden needs to get himself pulled together and hit the reset button, have a good week of practice next week, and try to start over. Every once in a while, a kid just needs a chance to start over. He's got to keep his head up.
At the same time, though, for Liberty, you were talking about it, boy, they've just been surviving in special teams the first couple of games, not really thriving, not really winning that battle. Tonight, it's been not good, to say the least. That's an area where if you're going to win close games, if you're going to beat good teams going forward, you have got to be better in that regard. DeAndre Torrey getting in on the mix. 12 to go in the ball game. A game that has been delayed by lightning start, and then a delay within the game itself as Fine connects with his wide receiver Darden. That's Darden's 4th reception of the night.
You'd really like to see Liberty step up and get a stop right here.
Well, again, you're just looking for something.
Yeah, spark. Give your team a spark, something positive happen. Has in this pouring down rainstorm, has there been one? Has North Texas turned the ball over yet today?
Nope. And they're gonna. We're stopped just short of the goal line as that was Torrey. Nearly
Matt,
cashing in.
Matt, some of these holes right now, I'm looking over in the back end zone at the North Texas semi-trailer. They came, brought all their equipment and everything. You can drive that truck through some of these holes right now. Look at this.
Yeah, not a lot of energy on that Liberty side right now. As North Texas about ready to punch in another one. And there it is. A little extra shove on the end of that one as Torrey punches it in. This North Texas running game has absolutely gotten the job done tonight. And again, look at the surge from the offensive line, shoving everybody in red a couple yards deep into the end zone.
You got to really respect how North Texas has come out after the rain delay and decided that, one, offensively, that they want to run the ball to make that statement, and then two, to do it so effectively. It's a testimony to Coach Seth Luttrell and his toughness and what he instills in his team, toughness, and they look really, really, really good right now.
And a credit to how about the running backs, Coach Deshard Choice as well, a name I know a lot of folks are familiar with. Guy that had a great college career and went on to the NFL. And these running backs having a great night. And now this is a program, you hear about them, they beat Arkansas, they get some national attention, the crazy punt return they had, and now they're 4-0, they'll get a little bit more. But this is a program that's been on the rise here the last couple of years, and a program now that is investing, a school that's investing in the program. They're getting ready to break ground on a brand new indoor practice facility this next week. And so there, as you take a look at some of their highlights from Arkansas a week ago.
Saw that play tonight.
Yeah, we did. But this is a program that's not just happy with a couple of years of success here. They're really doing things to try to turn this into a program that can win each and every year.
Yeah, and the good thing about that too, Matt, from North Texas's standpoint is there's no shortage of football players in the state of Texas. High school football in Texas, as we know, is some of the best in the country, and so they're able to recruit the kids that they want to recruit in their program.
Well, that's something, talking with Coach Luttrell this past week, somebody asked him, what was the biggest challenge when you took over? And he said, it was just changing the perception. It's like, the talent's here.
Right.
It's all around us. We're in a great spot. It's just getting other people to buy in that we can be really good.
Yeah.
Whatever you think North Texas football is, forget it.
Right.
We can be a lot better than that.
Right.
And you're starting to see that now.
Right. And like you said, you start getting good, you start winning football games, and then you get the administration to really get on board and make the commitment to football, and you build new facilities. All of a sudden, you're looking around, you have a chance to have a really good football program year in and year out.
Frankie Hickson taking the carry for Liberty. Let's head down to Bobby. And Bobby, I know you love that punt return that we saw a week ago. It was all the talk right around the country. Keegan Brewer, you were loving this, huh?
I was all for this, but where the story gets really good for Keegan Brewer for the punt return is not only is he 5'11", 180 pounds, did not receive a single Division I scholarship. And let me mention, he quit the football team just 18 months prior to become a firefighter. Obviously, the kid comes back, walks on the team, and special teams coordinator Marty Bagley introduces him to the play. So last weekend, as we all saw, Coach Bagley talked to the officials beforehand, making sure this play was legal and whatnot. And the first thing the officials say is, Coach, this kid is going to get killed. And his response was, if this kid can go through fighting certification, school, he'll survive this play. And obviously what we saw last week is he certainly did.
Yeah, great play design. They pulled it off perfectly, and it was, there were a lot of parts to that. Boy, that's a fantastic catch there from Stubbs. A lot of parts to that. They were like guys, the get-back guys, because they didn't want any of the offensive players running on the field early, drawing a penalty. There was a lot of different things that went on as you get a look there at Keegan Brewer training.
There was a lot to this.
So, yeah, there were a lot of layers to that play. It all worked out perfectly. Brewer had actually played in 2016. He walked on and played at Kansas, but then decided to go and play somewhere that actually had a good football program. So he went to North Texas. He's been good for them, certainly. And really, he was on every show.
Oh, yeah.
He's been interviewed.
Number one ESPN.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. That guy's gotten more TV time, and that play, no doubt, will be shown for years to come. And special play, and you have to have everything go just right. But it's been a wild week for Keegan, certainly, and a wild couple of years, it sounds like, as you kind of learn more about his story.
They schnookered him.
Is that what it is? Schnookered him? Yeah.
Schnookered him.
Well, he said even like one of the Arkansas guys kind of walked by him and said, "Why didn't they blow the whistle?" And he said he kind of just looked at him and didn't want to, you try not to say anything, you don't want to blow it, and then just, see you. Yeah, off you go.
And then you look at that guy and you say, because you just got schnookered.
3rd and 4 for the Flames. Peyton Pickett still in there at running back. Downer rolling out, facing some pressure, fires, and Stubbs makes another grab. Stubbs leads the team in receptions tonight with 6. And with that one, he's up near 100 yards on the evening as well.
Buckshot gets pressure in his face, delivers the football. DJ Stubbs is still competing. Frankie Hickson is still competing. There are positive things to take away from this.
Pickett running to his left, good cut. Picks up a few more yards, rumbling his way. Boy, for whatever reason, Pickett wasn't in the game for most of the evening. I'll say this, the opportunities he's gotten this year, he has looked really good and looked to add a little something different to that backfield, a little more power to his game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting, like you said, why we haven't seen him earlier.
First down Flames at the North Texas 30. And we're going to get a timeout.
Timeout, Liberty.
So Liberty will take their second timeout of the evening. Take a look at some of the future opponents for Liberty and what they did here today. Mexico State getting their first win. Troy keeps on rolling. Of course, Troy had the win over Nebraska last week. Win over Nebraska doesn't seem to be like much to crow about these days, does it? Idaho State grabbing a win today as well. UMass winning. Virginia's having a good year so far. I don't know what's happening to Louisville. Auburn doing their thing over Arkansas. As boy, things down in Fayetteville are not good right now. It's their Norfolk State, who was supposed to be the Flames' opponent last week, got bumped to the end of the season. Right. They got a win here today as well. So this schedule, I mean, listen, after last week, I ran to one of the Flames coaches, and he just looked at me and said, I think our schedule's a little tougher than maybe we thought at the beginning. And not that they thought it'd be easy, but suddenly you see North Texas, who we knew would be good. Maybe didn't know they'd be this good. Troy, you knew they're good.
Legit.
They look real good. Virginia, Army, who they played last week, went to overtime with Oklahoma tonight before finally falling. Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech. I mean, you start looking around and you're like, boy, I mean,
tough schedule.
Schedule's looking kind of tough.
Injured North Texas player.
Like we said in the opening, there's you want to run with the big dogs, you got to get off the porch, and the German Shepherds and the Pit Bulls, they're still hanging out there in the front yard waiting for them. So Virginia, Auburn, Troy, this sledding's not
in a way for a team like North Texas, who, let's be real, they were favored coming in.
Right.
A lot of people expected them to take care of business here tonight. Weren't playing great. Liberty was still hanging around, and you kind of get an extra halftime almost to go back in and say, all right, let's figure this out. They took advantage, no doubt.
Yeah, the simple fact that they made a very conscious decision to say, we're going to run the football.
Yeah,
we're going to run the football, and you can see if you can stop us. They did it very well.
Reset the play clock at 25.
And that's good teams find a way. North Texas, they're used to slinging it all over the yard.
Right.
Aren't having great success with that tonight. They find other ways. That's what good teams do.
Yeah.
And they were able to do that tonight. Listen, Mason Fine's numbers compared to a season average way down tonight.
Right.
The conditions, everything factored in. So you know what? What do good teams do? They find another way to beat you. They found it. They stuck with it. They maybe adjusted the game plan to fit that, and it's paid off.
They adapt.
Okay, take a look at the last 6 possessions, the last 5 of those coming in the second half. And you have some runs like that, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Yeah, TD, throw a punt in there, and hit 4 TDs in a row. That'll win you a few games.
Yep. So 47 on the board for North Texas tonight. Buckshot Calvert staying in the ball game for Liberty. Kind of wondering a game like this late. Like you were saying with Mason Fine out there, well, what are you trying to prove with your starter still in there? But Buckshot will remain in the game. Hands to Peyton Pickett. Some running room for Pickett. Now trying to cut. Lowers the shoulder, and he picks up 11 or 12 on that carry.
I really like Peyton Pickett. He's a good back. And losing Contori Matthews early in the game, he had some really nice runs early in the game. Losing him was a major loss for Liberty. But Frankie Hickson and Pickett come into the game, and they've got some depth at the running back position here at Liberty.
Up next for the Flames, they're going to hit the road. They're going to travel a long way. They're heading to New Mexico next week. That game will be at 6 o'clock. Now, still trying to determine, as of now, no television broadcast of that game. Heard some talk there may be a live stream kind of deal at some place. We're still trying to work to confirm that, but not your traditional television broadcast on that ball game as Liberty heads west, trying to get back on the winning track. Calvert throws that one behind Farrow, and he takes a shot at the end of it as it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, one of the knocks today on Buckshot on some of these slant routes that he's throwing the ball behind his receivers a little bit. Had one down in the red zone earlier where BJ was in on a slant and missed him behind a little bit, so they need to work on that this next week in practice and try to clean that up, because the slant game in the RPO is really an integral part of the game. It's one of the most important parts in the passing game. Is if you're going to run RPOs, you got to be able to run the slants very well and complete that pass.
Yeah, my mistake. Still just 3rd down for the Flames here. They have 5:28 to go in the ball game. Buckshot looking to throw, climbing, letting it rip deep downfield, looking for Farrow, and he overshot him. So now it's 4th down and 8 to go.
At this point, Matt, I don't know whether it's 4th and whatever if I'd bring the punt team back out for anything, the way the punt game's gone.
They're going to give it a go.
All right, let's see if...
That is Aiden Alvis coming back out there again. So for Alvis, it has been a struggle.
He needs to hit one good punt. Just hit one good punt to show that he can do it here.
5 punts, average of 23 yards. So he's and he also dropped a snap that went through his hands. Let's see if he can get back on track. That's certainly an improvement. That one hits and rolls inside the 30.
See, I like that. That's better. That's better. That kid could have just climbed in a shell and hung out on the corner of the bench somewhere, and he didn't. He stuck his head up and actually went out there and made a pretty decent punt.
So for North Texas, their next test, a week from tonight, they'll be at home against Louisiana Tech. That is a 6:30 game. Louisiana Tech losing tonight to LSU 38-21. Tech now 2-1 on the year. It's also a big night for North Texas because prior to that game, they're going to unveil a new bronze statue of Hall of Famer Mean Joe Green. So they have a new big statue that they will be putting out there for him. I think I read it was 8 feet tall.
Mean Joe?
Yeah, for Mean Joe. So
Mean Joe.
that'll be a special night, certainly for everybody involved. And that's Quinn Shanbor, the backup now in there for North Texas. Picks up some positive yardage.
Remember the Mean Joe commercial, Matt, when he handed the kid
the Coke, right?
Yeah.
Through the jersey? Yeah.
Yeah, Mean Joe came out. He's all dejected.
Yeah.
The kid gives him a Coke, and then that made me a little teary-eyed when I was a youngster. I love Mean Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have
Steel
anything going
curtain.
on, if you don't have anything going on, maybe head down to Denton next Saturday, huh?
It's a long. long way.
It is.
But for Mean Joe, yeah. Hey, kid, here you go.
So no doubt that'll be a great time as Chambord again takes it. He says, you know what? I've seen everybody else run it effectively tonight. Let me in on the act, as that'll move the chains.
Yeah, it's good to see the backup quarterback in there and get some reps. Mason Fine is he a junior or senior? Man, he's only a junior. Yeah. Wow.
That's
so
the interesting thing with this team offensively. They have a lot coming back.
Yeah.
Guyton, a junior. You talk about Easley, just a junior. Bussey, just a junior. Defensively, they have a lot of seniors, or more certainly seniors on that side of the ball. So, yeah, offensively, they should be fine for a while as Chambord again picks up 6 or 7 there on first down.
Yeah, they're impressive offensively. Like you said, with all those players coming back, they got more offensive weapons than the Pentagon.
You waited until
I've been waiting
3 minutes to go in a 40-point game to break that one out. You didn't want to.
Yeah.
You didn't want to use that and
Yeah, that's right. I should have waited on that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
2nd and 2 for North Texas, as they're just trying to run out the clock at this point. An impressive performance here in the second half from the Mean Green. Handoff. There's another first down. As that is Anthony Weish on the carry, junior running back. So a lot of guys getting some extra work here in this one.
Yeah, no question. You'll see, Matt, that a lot of times these backup guys are just looking for a chance to play, and they get a chance to play, and these coaches are evaluating these guys the same way they evaluate the first-string guys, and to be able to get out there and get a chance to play, these are gives them the opportunity to get quality first-team reps potentially down the road.
Weiss again on the carry, picks up 4 or 5. And you talked about this Liberty offense, and we said, well, they've been a second half team this year.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Getting shut out here in the second half. And, the Liberty offense, as much as we've talked about, and as much as at times we've seen the explosiveness from it, and I don't think anyone would argue that they don't have some playmakers. They don't have a good quarterback in Buckshot County. They have the pieces to be explosive. Right. Last couple of ball games, those pieces haven't translated into points.
Sure.
And you can say all you want about shoulda, coulda, woulda. The bottom line is, unless something happens here in the last few minutes, they'll have 21 points in the last 2 ball games.
Yeah, it's almost like, Matt, they show spurts of being good. It's being consistent. There's too much inconsistency. You get the ball down the red zone, thrown in an interception. Sometimes they have a 3 and out. Then other times, wow, they're moving the ball up and down the field. Like you said, they have all the pieces of the puzzle are there. They just got to bring those together in more chemistry and more consistency.
Under 2 minutes to go now. Shanborn, he's going to keep it running near side. And tripped up and taken down by Malik Matthews.
It'll be interesting to see if North Texas can run the table this year. Like you said, they should be favored the rest of the way in their schedule, and all the chips are laid out to them to be able to say, hey, we could end up with an undefeated season, and on top of that, what type of bowl game will they get? With an undefeated season.
Well, they're taking care of their business in the non-conference portion. You kind of take it one step at a time, and I know for a coach it's one game at a time, one play at a time.
Yeah.
But you start checking the boxes. All right, we handled our business in the non-conference season. Now you turn the page over to conference play and start preparing for that, as North Texas will just take a knee and look to wrap this one up. An impressive win for Seth Luttrell and his team as they move to 4-0 for the first time since 1966.
Wow. Seth Luttrell's doing a fantastic job there at North Texas. I got to know Coach Luttrell a little bit when he was the offensive coordinator at North Carolina, and he's a quality guy, and he looks like he's running a quality program.
They took care of their business tonight, and that'll do it. 47-7 is going to be your final. North Texas 4-0. Liberty Flames drop to 1-2. They'll try to get back on track next week at New Mexico as Mean Green come into Lynchburg and really take it to the home squad. So for Joe Yock, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia, where once again the final score is 47-7. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you here in a few weeks when Liberty hosts Troy. That game on October 13th. Have a great night, everybody.